Fios is not cable. We're wired differently, which means you can get the fastest internet available with equal upload and download speeds from 50 to 500 megs. So you can upload 200 photos before your favorite song is finished. Click the ad and switch to Fios today to get our best offer ever.
Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
What's going on, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. This is episode number 311. That is episode number 311 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before we get into anything else, I'd like for everybody to please spread it around like wildfire that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house, and we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And folks, if you have not been following me on Twitter, well, by God, you've been missing it, baby. You have been missing it. Follow me on Twitter. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. All one word, no underscores, baby. Politics Ghost. Anyway, folks, it is on, to say the least, folks. I'm telling you right now, let me just go ahead and get right into the nitty-gritty of the program. I am in utter shock at the amount of these sniveling little pieces of totalitarian right-wing trash. That's right. I'm talking about these goddamn never-Trump, these cruise crew assholes that seem to have come out of the woodwork since the damn Republican National Committee Rules Committee is actually meeting today, and yours truly decided to throw the Republican Committee for Rules as it pertains to the convention, decided to throw them a little bit of a tweet here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was trending, for Christ's sake, so I decided to go ahead and reinforce what the capitalist army has always said ever since the beginning of this whole goddamn campaign. And I basically stated, let me go ahead and scroll down the timeline here to read the exact tweet. I said, warning to the RNC Rules Committee, don't even try any totalitarian funny business. We got most never Trump doxed and know their hotel rooms, okay? And folks, within seconds, all these disgusting never Trump cruise crew assholes came out the woodwork, all right? I'm serious. I'm not joking around. They came out the woodwork, for Christ's sake. And I cannot believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe that these idiots are still insistent upon believing that their candidate is going to somehow sneak his way through into this convention and be the Republican nominee for president. I mean, folks, this is a very serious situation that I have just unearthed here on this Twitter account, in my personal opinion. I mean, this just goes to show you that this hysteria, this lunacy that is happening on the left as it pertains to Black Lives Matter, as it pertains to the Black Panther Party, as it pertains to the Obama administration attempting to racially divide everybody into some sort of disorder so he can implement martial law on the country, folks, that same lunacy is on the other side of the political spectrum here, on the cruise crew, never Trump, whatever you want to call these idiots. And folks, what makes it even more scarier is that I can understand why Black Lives Matter, Black Panthers, and these folks are acting a fool, all right? Unfortunately, they're undereducated, and it has a lot to do with the system that they have been encapsulated in for a long period of time. I am not justifying their violence. I'm not justifying what they are doing. What I'm saying is you can understand the simple mentality that is being implemented on that side. I mean, there's a lot of ignorance on that side, and, I mean, people can understand it. You know what I mean? People can understand it because they're stupid. You know, they have a lack of education. They don't even understand what's going on. But, folks, these never Trump idiots, these cruise crew assholes, these are supposed to be adults. You know, these are supposed to be people that are productive members of society, supposedly. These are supposed to be the so-called evangelicals, the so-called conservative right wing, for Christ's sake, man. And they are acting just as ridiculous as the Black Lives Matter, as the Black Panther Party, and all these other factions that have been out here causing nothing but ruckus and havoc and violence throughout the goddamn country. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you, folks. I am disgusted. I mean, this made me sick. I can't, I mean, I'm at a loss for words to say the very goddamn least as it pertains to this whole never Trump cruise crew crap. All right? I can't believe this crap, man. You know what I'm saying? I cannot believe this crap. Jesus Christ, folks. And if you did not look at the disgusting, despicable spitback that I got from the cruise crew, well, by God, take a look at my timeline on Twitter, Politics Ghost. These idiots were trying to tweet at the FBI as if we were threatening the goddamn delegates or something of that nature. I mean, are you kidding me? How quaint these never Trump cruise crew assholes are going to crawl and scream to Hillary Clinton's FBI as if the FBI is going to give two rats' asses about discord within the right wing of the political spectrum. I mean, what a bunch of idiots you dumbass, never Trump cruise crew idiots are. But, folks, I think that this spells a recipe for disaster. I don't think anything good is going to come of this, and in my personal opinion, I'm going to try to dedicate the majority of the time of this broadcast into discussing the ramifications of this disgusting discord amongst the Republican Party. All right? I'm serious. I cannot believe this crap. I cannot believe this garbage. And by the way, where the hell were you never Trump cruise crew assholes when Black Lives Matter was causing violence all over the goddamn country? Where the hell were you, huh? Where in the hell were you, never Trump cruise crew assholes? I mean, we're on the cusp. We're on the brink of collapse to a communist takeover, and these morons are still playing in this left-wing, right-wing paradigm, this Democrat-Republican paradigm. I mean, don't you idiots understand, you stupid never-Trump jerk dicks, that this bureaucratic system that we have in power today are nothing but agents of international bureaucratic institutionalism. And I'm talking about the supposed establishment of the GOP. I'm talking about Paul Ryan, Mitch McConnell, these old stupid pieces of establishment crap that have done nothing but helped with the Democrats. They helped the Democrats bring us into the current situation that we now find ourselves in as a country. So, I mean, I strongly advise you dumbasses on the Never Trump cruise crew, where the hell were you at? You see, you're real quick to come at me and try to, call on Hillary Clinton's FBI as it pertains to, oh, my God, look, he's threatening us. FBI, help me. Free the delegates. Free the delegate. Free the delegates. I mean, that's the hashtag they kept tweeting at me as well as, the FBI. Free the delegate. What the hell does that mean? I mean, do you understand what I'm saying, folks? These are supposed to be level-headed people. These are supposed to be adults. And yet they are calling for the same totalitarian tactics as the left. I think that this spells a recipe for disaster, folks. I think this is serious implications, and I think, personally, we are seeing the final days of America. I'm not joking around. I believe we are seeing and witnessing the final days of freedom in America. Because, folks, I'm starting to understand now that the American public is severely mentally ill. There is a mental illness problem, an insanity problem amongst the vast majority of the American populace. I mean, where logic has gone, I have no idea with these people. Like I said, I personally believe it's probably the fluoride in the goddamn water that's turning these people's brains into liquid shit. Excuse my French. But I can't believe this. You've got the Cruise Crew, Never Trump side calling for the same totalitarian tactics that are exercised freely and openly in the Democratic left. I mean, this is a recipe for disaster, folks. And let me tell you, I am in utter shock that people that are supposed to be calling themselves adults, these are supposed to be educated people. These are supposed to be productive members of society, working people, are calling for the, quote, free the delegates. I mean, hey, assholes, the people have spoken, assholes. I mean, we had a primary. I mean, we already have our nominee for the GOP. What are you stupid numbnuts thinking, for Christ's sake, man? I'm serious. What are you numbnuts thinking, for Christ's sake? Oh, my God. I'm telling you this right now. I am severely concerned about our country, and I think that you folks need to be as concerned as well. Because let me tell you, if there are that many people with such vitriol and hate and frustration and angst on the left, take a look at what's going on the right. I mean, this is not good, folks. I mean, wake the hell up, man. I mean, we've got Republicans, supposed conservative Republicans, calling for totalitarian tactics at the convention so their stupid rat boy, Ted Cruz, can become the goddamn nominee of the Republican convention, the Republican Party. I mean, what is this crap? What's going on here? I mean, am I in a bad nightmare? I mean, slap myself in the goddamn face, for Christ's sake. I mean, seriously, is this a bad dream? Is this a nightmare, for Christ's sake? I can't believe this, man. I can't believe this. I can't believe this, folks. I completely understand where these morons from the left are coming from because they're uneducated, all right? They're stupid. I mean, just look at their actions. Take a look at how they're conducting themselves. I did not expect this from those that are claiming to be conservative. And, folks, that's why yours truly is no longer a goddamn conservative. Do you understand that? You see these hypocrites? This is why I left the conservative movement, because all these people are nothing but bunch of hypocrites. All right? They're disgusting. They're pathetic, calling themselves conservative, and yet they want to implement the same totalitarian tactics as the left. What a joke. I can't believe this is going on in America. I can't believe this crap. I'm telling you, we've gone mad. America is in complete insanity mode. Logic has gone completely out the window. Both sides of the aisle, it looks like, folks, are under some sort of mass insanity hysteria. And I personally believe that this doesn't spell good for the future of this country. It doesn't spell good for the future of America. And as I've stated, we are witnessing the last days of freedom in this country as far as I'm concerned. I cannot believe these damn Never Trump Cruise Crew assholes trying to come at me. And here I am, folks, and the capitalist army we're trying to combat the violence that is being implemented by the goddamn Black Lives Matter supposed organization and the Black Panther Party. Where the hell are you, Never Trump Cruise Crew assholes, when it comes to that? No, you're crawled up inside your holes, hoping that none of these Black Lives Matter supporters come bum rush your goddamn house and pillage you and your goddamn family. And let me tell you something, if you don't think that that day is rapidly approaching, you're an utter idiot. And let me tell you, each and every one of you Never Trump, each and every one of you Cruise Crew assholes, you people are no better than the damn Black Lives Matter, the damn Black Panther Party, than Obama and Hillary Clinton themselves. All right? That's all there is to it. All right? If you are still going on and on and on and on about this Never Trump, this Cruise Crew crap, you are no different than these goddamn assholes on the Democratic side. And I'm telling you, I'm trying to slap myself, hoping this is a bad dream, but this is sick-ass reality. This is sick-ass insane reality, for Christ's sake. I mean, good God. It makes me sick. God. I can't believe this crap. I can't believe that this is happening to America. God damn it. God damn it, I can't believe it. God damn it, I cannot believe this crap, man. We are witnessing the fall of this country. We are witnessing the fall of America, and it's not just the left helping to facilitate that destruction. It's also these asshole conservatives. It's also these asshole conservatives. It's also these asshole conservatives. God! You stupid pieces of crap! Damn it! Damn it! God damn it! Oh my God! Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh my God, I cannot believe this crap. I cannot believe what is going on to our country, folks. It's insanity! It's insanity rampant amongst the American populace. As I stated, it's probably the goddamn fluoride in the water, boy. Because I'm telling you, everybody's brains out here in the American populace has turned into liquid crap. I can't believe this. I cannot. But give me the mic. Give me the goddamn mic. I can't believe this crap, folks. And let me tell you, I mean, I'm a little jaded after all this. I mean, this doesn't fare very well as it pertains to Donald Trump being president. I mean, if you've got this many assholes on the right wing, I mean, coming out of the woodwork, these Never Trump Cruise Crew jerk dicks, then they're going to help facilitate the martial law that D-Ray and the Obama administration are helping plan here within the next couple of weeks, folks. And if you don't believe me, you just wait. You just goddamn wait! I can't believe this crap, man. I cannot believe this. You people that are on the Cruise Crew, you should be ashamed of yourselves. And Donald Trump, you need to scrap Ted Cruz from the goddamn convention. Kick him the hell out. He has done nothing to calm these stupid morons of his, for Christ's sake. You understand? I mean, they have done nothing to, I mean, as far as the Ted Cruz's campaign is concerned, to fan these flames down a little bit, trying to, douse the damn infuriation of these goddamn conservatives down with some goddamn water. I mean, chopping them down to reality. I mean, give me a break. Come on, Ted Cruz, you stupid, dumb, ratto idiot. Jesus Christ. I mean, it's very easy. Just come out, hi, I'm Ted Cruz, and I want to tell all my constituency to stop acting like the left. Stop acting like Democrats. I know I acted like a Democrat trying to implement totalitarian tactics in the Republican primary. But now we have to come together. I mean, something, for Christ's sake. Oh, my God. I'm disgusted, man. I am utterly disgusted. Anyway, I'm going to open up the phone lines here in about 20 minutes. I encourage all of you stupid Never Trump Cruise Crew assholes to call up. I'm going to clear up the lines here in about 20 minutes. And I want you dumbasses on the Cruise Crew, you damn never Trump assholes, to give me a call and explain to me with logic why you believe that you have the authority to go against the people's vote. I mean, why exactly you are implementing the same tactics that they are implementing on the left of the political persuasion. All right, I'm challenging you. I'm going to open up the lines here in about 20 minutes. So you think about that, you stupid Cruise Crew, never Trump assholes, all right? I mean, why is it that you believe that you can somehow become the sovereigns of the party and supersede the people's vote? This is why I'm telling you I dropped the conservative moniker, because conservatism is dead. You understand that? Conservatism is dead. It's boiled down to a bunch of red herring issues that no one gives two rats' asses about anymore. All right? I'm serious. I'm sick of it. I mean, these people that call themselves conservative, I wouldn't be surprised if these people were on Craigslist looking for barebacks. You understand that? I wouldn't be surprised if they were on Grindr right now looking for oral copulation from somebody of the same sex. These people are hypocrites. They're hypocrites. And they make me sick. You understand that? They make me sick. So I challenge all of you never Trump Cruise Crew assholes. Here in about 20 minutes, I'm going to clear up the lines. You call me. All right? You tell me why you believe, you stupid, hypocritical, conservative crap, that you can somehow usurp the nomination and go against the people's will. You totalitarian trash. Good God.
Did you know your bank may be charging you as much as $4.50 every time you use an out-of-network ATM? Which means you're 100% guaranteed to lose money with each withdrawal. You'd have better luck with a slot machine. But with Westcom, you get access to 30,000 fee-free ATMs throughout North America. Westcom is member-owned, so you always come out a winner. Stop by one of our 22 area branches or check us out at westcom.org.
I didn't even mean to take this much time as it pertains to these idiots, but folks, look at my timeline, man. Look at how many of these jerk-offs came out of the woodwork. Out of one tweet, one simple little tweet, and folks, we've been talking about this ever since March. We talked about doxing the delegates. We've got them. All right, Roger Stone's got their hotel rooms. All right, throughout this, we have stated that we know this information, but we have advocated no violence. We have advocated nothing of the sort. But you see, these never Trump Cruise Crew assholes are acting just like Black Lives Matter and just like the Black Panther Party. So, aren't you proud of yourselves, Cruise Crew? Huh? Aren't you proud of yourselves that you have sank to the lowest of low as it pertains to mental capacity? Huh? I hope that you all are proud of yourselves. I hope that Ted Cruz is proud of what he has turned his goddamn constituency into, for Christ's sake. Do you understand that? Makes me freaking sick. Unbelievable. Anyway, folks, I actually wanted to dedicate a pretty good chunk of this broadcast to the digital damage that the capitalist army has conducted itself in. I don't know if y'all were watching the Twitter last night, but the capitalist army released the information of D-Ray, of the leader of the Black Panther Party, Hashim Nzinga, and Jamal Green, who was also the agitator and organizer of the Trump Rally Chicago riots during the goddamn primary. All right? We released all their information last night, and you know what? I didn't hear a peep. Not one peep out of anybody from Black Lives Matter. I didn't hear a peep out of anybody from the Black Panther Party. I didn't hear a peep out of anybody from that side. But no. Once I tweet that, the RNC Rules Committee better not try any funny totalitarian tactics because we have their docks in hotel rooms. Oh, no. I got never Trump Cruise Crew assholes trying to take a whiff of my goddamn butt crack crawling out of their goddamn totalitarian holes. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, that's what we should be doing. We should be taking down these idiots on the left that are trying to instigate violence, that are trying to instigate these mass nationwide violent episodes. We need to stop this. And that's what the capitalist army has been dedicated in doing. We want to stop the violence. We don't want martial law. We don't want this garbage to happen. But folks, now that we have this unearthing of the Cruise Crew Never Trump crowd, I don't know what this spells, but it doesn't spell very good. I'll tell you that right goddamn now. It's not good. It's not good. And folks, I didn't even get this much hatred when we doxed the damn leadership of Black Lives Matter and the Black Panther Party. But here you go. This is the right now. This is the new conservative movement, isn't it, huh? A bunch of totalitarian idiots. A bunch of totalitarian idiots. This is the new conservative movement. Oh, Jesus Christ. We should be celebrating today that we unearthed the goddamn information, the public information of these violent leaders that are trying to rabble-rouse the nation into a violent episode. But instead, we have to talk about these idiots that we thought were a distant memory. And I'm talking these Never Trump Cruise Crew assholes, all right? And I'm telling you, I cannot believe this hashtag free the delegates. What the fuck does that mean? Excuse my French. I'm sorry for cursing. But what the hell does that mean, free the delegates? The delegates need to vote the will of the people, all right? They need to vote the will of the people. And what, do you think that if, by some chance, you stupid Never Trump Cruise Crew idiots somehow manipulate the convention and allow the delegates to supersede the people's vote, that you people ain't going to see a backlash? Huh? I mean, you think that you're just going to get off scot-free and think that, you're going to just brush your hands of the problem once you do this? Absolutely not, you stupid morons. And I'm telling you this right now. This is a disaster in the making. And look, while I was conducting this exchange with these Never Trump Cruise Crew idiots, I tweeted at Trump hoping that he does not pick Mike Pence as the vice president because, folks, the reason that he would pick Mike Pence is to appease these stupid conservative idiots. You understand that? And look, I don't believe after the actions of these stupid people, and look, they're not stupid. They're just insane because these people that were tweeting at me are productive members of society. They work. They pay taxes. They're never going to vote for Trump. I mean, they are just as ignorant and as insane as the Black Lives Matter contingent. And Trump, I hope that you pull a fast one on us tomorrow morning and you do not pick Mike Pence and pick somebody else. Because, are you looking at the Mike Pence trend, for Christ's sake? Trump, are you looking at this? You are not going to appease these conservative idiots, all right? These people are lunatics, all right? This just goes to show you the schism within the Republican Party. We are tired of playing these stupid conservative games. They've gotten us nowhere, all right? They have gotten us nowhere, for Christ's sake. Look at where we are today. Look at the Republican establishment that hyper-sensationalizes these stupid red herring conservative issues. And look at what they have done. They have helped the Democrats put us in the position we are in currently as a country. It's disgusting, man. I can't believe that you people in the Never Trump Cruise Crew side can't see this beyond your stupid insanity. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, I just said it. The GOP convention is around the way. Trump to pick Mike Pence as his VP. This is not official, of course. This is supposedly according to inside sources. But I hope that Trump pulls a fast one. And not to say that Mike Pence is a bad deal, because to be honest with you, I don't think that it's going to hurt Trump, but it's definitely not going to help Trump. All right? I could compare Mike Pence as a vice president to that of Dan freaking Quayle with George H.W. Bush. Y'all remember that? I mean, that moron, nobody even cared about that idiot. I mean, as a matter of fact, the whole stereotype of a doofus idiot vice presidential candidate came from Dan Quayle. You know, I mean, the whole doofus vice presidential idiot in the White House, the whole Hollywood connotation, the whole Hollywood spin to a stupid vice president came from goddamn Dan Quayle, the man who couldn't even spell the word potato. He couldn't even spell the word potato. Oh, my God. I'm telling you this right now. I personally believe that Pence is never – it's a Dan Quayle pick. It's a Dan Quayle pick as far as I'm concerned. And Trump, I'm telling you, man, I hope that – I'm not – either way, I'm still ride or die with Trump. But, man, I hope that you pull a fast one tomorrow and pick somebody completely different. Because this man, as far as I'm concerned, was an attempt by your campaign to appease to these conservative Republicans. And as far as I'm concerned, Trump, you should just give the middle finger to these idiots. All right? Well, according to reports, it's confirmed that Mike Pence is the vice president. But, I mean, either way, man, I particularly believe that this was a bad move. This was a bad choice. He should have chose somebody that would give some sort of invigorating jolt into the campaign, somebody like a Herman Sugarcane, somebody like Ben Carson, somebody like, I mean, I don't understand why you couldn't go there, Trump, you know? But once again, the Trump campaign probably advised Trump to do this to try to appeal to conservative voters. Folks, the hell with conservative voters as far as I'm concerned. I was a conservative my whole life, and those bastards stabbed me in the back in 2008 when they nominated John Turncoat McCain and Sarah Eskimo Bimbo Palin. All right? I remember that convention. I was broadcasting during those times, and I was saying it, and I will say it again. The 2008, and I said it back then. You can look back in the archive, folks. The 2008 Republican Convention was the coronation of the liberals taking complete and total control of the Republican Party. And the proof is in the pudding. Look at these goddamn losers in the Never Trump freaking cruise crew aisle, for Christ's sake. These morons would rather vote for criminal Hillary Rotten Clinton. And why? Because they are in the same stupid groupthink mentality as these idiots in Black Lives Matter and the Black Panther Party, for Christ's sake. All right? Jesus Christ. So anyway, I don't know if it's confirmed. I don't know if it's not confirmed. I just hope that, Trump pulls a fast one on the American people and nominates somebody else. But if it's Mike Pence, it's Mike Pence. I mean, it's really... I hate to quote that stupid conservative Ben Shapiro, but he tweeted that it was a nothing burger, and I have to agree with him. A real big nothing burger is right. All right? I mean, I thought this was an opportunity to inject some invigoration into the campaign here. But look at the damn Twitter trend right now of Mike Pence. Doesn't look very good at all. Unbelievable. But you see, this is why no one should even pay attention to these so-called GOP conservatives anymore. They are so insignificant and such a small faction. Why do we even need to acknowledge these pieces of trash? I'm serious. They're all a bunch of hypocrites. Now, I'm not saying that there are some genuine conservatives out there that still live the conservative lifestyle, that are out there who genuinely believe in the country and America and the Constitution, but you cannot claim to be a conservative and still think that you can, quote, free the delegates and think that that somehow correlates with freedom and democracy and the Republic. I don't understand this crap. You people are stupid, man. I'm telling you. America has gone completely insane. I'm glad I'm in Texas because, look, I'm going to be honest with you. If Trump loses, I am going to advocate for the secession of Texas from the United States of America. Do you understand that? I will be leading that fight if Trump is not elected president. You understand that? I'm not kidding around. All of us out here in Texas are armed to the teeth, and we are ready for any encroachment by the federal government if they attempt to try to infringe upon our sovereignty. I'm talking Texas, baby. Texas if Donald Trump loses the nomination, loses the presidential campaign here. I'm just so flustered, folks. I'm sorry, man. I can't believe this. I can't believe this is happening. Anyway, I'm going to take some calls here in a second, but I want to talk a little bit about the GOP convention that's happening in Cleveland in about a week here. Folks, right out of the Washington Post, concerns over violence as protesters head to Cleveland. Now, this particular article goes through all the different idiot groups that are going to be there causing havoc, and I'm just going to run through some of them, okay, folks, because these are all the groups that are going to be down there, okay? All right? Now, here's one group called Stand Together Against Trump. And their issue, Trump's comment about women and Muslims. You're going to protest because you want wild Yehudis coming into our country to be closet sleeper cells? Because, folks, we've forgotten about that, haven't we? We've been so bombarded with goddamn Black Lives Matter, Black Panther, racial divide, and all this other crap that we've completely forgotten that there are thousands, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, wild Yehudis from the Middle East that have been brought here by this administration. By this administration, for Christ's sake. And, folks, I personally believe that at any time, I personally believe that it's getting closer, that these goddamn wild Yehudis are going to start detonating themselves in a coordinated attack so that we can fall under the ramifications of martial law. And I'm telling you this right now, mark my words, all right? The administration has brought in hundreds of thousands of these goddamn wild Yehudis from battle-hardened areas of the Middle East. And don't think that they are not trying to plan a coordinated effort to dramatically have some level of terrorism that will shock America and put us in a martial law setting. So while we're paying attention to all these groups out here, Black Lives Matter, the Black Panthers, let's not forget that we got a bunch of wild Yehudis, thanks to our goddamn president out here, who brought these people to our country and basically charged the taxpayer $20,000 a damn Yehudi to bring them into the damn country. And once these wild Yehudis enter the country, they're automatically qualified for welfare, food card, free education, free health care, free housing. So, folks, mark my words that this is going to happen. And we are witnessing the last days of freedom. We are witnessing the last days of America, so enjoy it while it lasts. Because there is just too much lunacy, too much insanity, too much ignorance. I don't think that America can fight this back. I don't think there's enough level-headed, civilized people in this country to be able to fight this off anymore. I'm serious. And, folks, I want to talk a little bit to the police of the United States, okay? Look, I have been critical of the police back many times throughout my broadcast. But now, folks, we're going to need you, police officers, because they are going to implement a martial law situation. And I am urging each and every one of you police officers to not follow federal orders if they do implement martial law. Do not follow federal orders, all right? Protect civilized society. We need your help as far as civil society is concerned more than anybody else. And if it comes down to the point where you have some coordinated attack of a bunch of wild Yehudis or a coordinated attack with Black Panthers or Black Lives Matter supporters or whatever the case might be, those of us that are law-abiding citizens, especially those of us that practice our Second Amendment constitutionally protected right, will be there alongside you, fellow police officers, fighting the battle against the uncivilized society. And I hope that it does not get to that point. But, folks, look at the writing on the wall. I mean, this is not a joke, man. I'm not joking around. I'm not trying to hyper-sensationalize this crap. We are at the at the apex of a potential disaster. Jesus Christ. Anyway, that's one of the groups. Stand together against Trump because they don't like Trump's comments on women and Muslims. And I wonder who's funding that crap. You know what I mean? Anyway, we've got another group. Black Lives Matter is going to be there. Oh! Yeah, Black Lives Matter, the LGBT organization, folks. You idiots in Black Lives Matter need to wake up. All right? You need to wake up and realize that your organization is an LGBT movement. All right? All right, I mean, why do you think they're holding up signs during these damn protests that gay is the new black, huh? Huh? It's an LGBT movement. I mean, D-Ray is an AIDS, HIV activist, you morons. He compared Black Lives Matter to the fight against HIV/AIDS. I mean, he's indirectly calling all black folk a virus. I'm serious. I mean, just imagine had Trump or anybody on the right wing of the political spectrum said that Black Lives Matter is like the fight against HIV/AIDS. Just imagine that. And you don't think that these idiots in Black Lives Matter would start rabble-rousing themselves all across the country if Trump had said something of that nature, for Christ's sake? Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. And you know what? Speaking of wild Yehudis, folks, right off the hot wire, right here, multiple people killed when truck runs into a crowd in France. Oh, there we go. That's where they've embraced the wild Yehudi migrant crisis, huh? They embraced that. You know, I cannot believe that you people can't read this writing on the wall. I mean, Europe allowed these wild Yehudis to come into their country, and they accepted them with love. They accepted them with socialist grandeur and said, come on over here. We're Europe. And they came in there, and look at what they're doing now. They are taking over the entire European continent. Do you understand that? They are taking over the entire European continent. And, you know, the Europeans, they've been disarmed for years. You know, they've been partaking in what used to be the socialist utopia in the 90s. Y'all remember that? I mean, that's the whole reason why people became leftists out here in America. They pointed to Europe and their 4-hour-a-day work days with 3-hour lunches and retiring at 42 and all this other crap. That ain't happening anymore in Europe, folks. Now you've got the wild Yehudis moving in, and now they are conquering the European continent, folks. They are conquering the European continent. So once again, mark my words, if you don't think that's going to happen here in America, you just wait, all right? That's why I'm telling you, enjoy it while it lasts, folks, because I don't have very much confidence that the American people are going to see past their insanity. So drink it up, live it up, smoke it up, whatever, because I don't think we have much time anymore. I'm serious. I don't think we have much time anymore. And I'm not just saying that. I'm genuinely telling everyone who's listening to the sound of my voice, we're in serious trouble. And there's nothing that can stop it. I mean, the government is complicit, forcing this violent direction, this violent turn that America has found itself in. Unbelievable, man. Unfreaking believable. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Oh, my God, folks. I don't know what else to say, folks. I am at a loss for words because I expected this from Black Lives Matter. I expected this from the Black Panther Party. I did not expect this from supposed adults, taxpayers, working people. Get this mic out of my mouth. Get this mic out of my mouth. I can't believe this, man. I can't believe this. I can't believe this crap. And it seems as if there's only handfuls of people that are actually discussing this, that are actually talking about this, man. Give me the goddamn mic. Give me the goddamn mic. Look, I want to make a message to, which was once one of my adversaries. I'm talking about Alex Jones, okay? And I know, I personally believe that he's ripped me off a few times, but that's who cares about that anymore? I want to say, Alex, be careful out there in Cleveland, because I believe what they are going to do is they are going to instigate some level of violence at the convention, and they're going to blame it on you. They're going to blame it on you. And I personally believe that this situation that's going to happen outside the convention, and we're talking about all the groups. I mean, we talked about them. I've only went through 2 of them. There's a whole goddamn list of them. There's a whole goddamn list of them, for Christ's sake. Look, here's another one. The Los Angeles-based AIDS Healthcare Foundation. Oh, what are they doing out there? What are they doing out there? I'm sure they're going to be there with D-Ray, right? I mean, how does this correlate with Black Lives Matter? Wake up, man. Wake up. I mean, let's keep going. Here's another one. Here's this: a coalition of groups that includes Organize, Ohio, Iraq Veterans Against the War, and many others. Whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. I'm glad we're going to have Citizens for Trump, Bikers for Trump, Tea Partiers for Trump, Truckers for Trump, and others, because we're going to need as many people as we possibly can out there, because I've already read reports that they're going to bus in the Soros Foundation and D-Ray, who is backed up by Soros's money. They're going to bus in at least 10 to 15,000 of their own people, all right? I mean, I'm not joking around. These are professional agitators. These are professional supposed protesters. And I think that everybody needs to realize the potential danger that is going to happen. And I'm calling on the Cleveland police. Show restraint to those of us on the Trump side who want civil society, who back up your particular job and understand that you are under constant pressure, that constantly your lives are on the line, especially in today's society when we have a president who is against you. We have a liberal Democratic Party who is against the police. So try to show constraint to those that are on the Trump side, and as far as I'm concerned, start busting those goddamn heads of Black Lives Matter. All right? Take a goddamn billy club and bust them over the head there, Cleveland police. I'm not joking. I'm not kidding around, man. Bust it. Start busting heads. I'm sick of it. And then that's when the Black Lives Matter can point, oh, I can't believe it. Why did they do it? We were just agitating violence, that's all. Why did they bust our heads? Jesus Christ. I'm not joking, folks. If Donald Trump loses this election, I am going to advocate till I die that Texas secede from the United States of America. I mean, we can support ourselves out here in Texas. We've got great agricultural land. All right, we've got our own fisheries. We've got our own aquifers. We've got our own economy out here. We got our own gold reserves. We can do this ourselves. We don't need the ridiculousness of America. We don't need the insanity of America if this is the path America wants to go down, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm not joking, all right? I am not joking. So anyway, folks, let me read a couple of more of these people that are going to be outside the convention. Patriotic Millionaires is going to be out there. Their issue is taxes, increasing the minimum wage, and campaign finance reform. Oh, how quaint. And we got some, I don't understand, I mean, this is a Mexican word. I can't even, mi gente, I think that's what it said, mi gente. And, of course, their issue is immigration, for Christ's sake. That's just great, huh? And then we got Created Equal, which is an abortion group that wants to defund Planned Parenthood. Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, it just goes on and on, folks. This is disheartening, to say the least, all right? It's utterly disheartening.
Fios is not cable. We're wired differently, which means you can get the fastest internet available with equal upload and download speeds from 50 to 500 megs. So you can upload 200 photos before your favorite song is finished. Click the ad and switch to Fios today to get our best offer ever.
Anyway, folks, I'm going to push the Twitter shout-outs to the end of the show. Right now, I want to take a few calls right now, to be completely honest with you, because I personally believe and I personally feel I want to hear from some of you folks. Now, hey, engineer, start hanging people up, man, all right? I'm going to clear the lines right now. So if you want to call in, give me a call right now, 516-453-9903. I want to hear from each and every one of you, Cruise Crew. I want to hear from each and every one of you goddamn, what the hell, whatever you are, for Christ's sake. I want to hear from you, all right? We're clearing up the lines right now. Call me, 516-453-9903 is the goddamn number to call. All right? I'm serious. I want to start taking some calls here, all right? And I'm not kidding around, all right? I mean, we are seeing the last days, the final days of America. Do you understand? We are witnessing the final days of America, of American freedom, for Christ's sake. So the engineer is clearing up some lines right now. I encourage everybody to give me a call, all right? Because, we want to hear from you, all right? Seriously, we want to hear from you, all right? So go ahead and give me a call right now. Jesus Christ. I'm not kidding around. All right? This is a serious show. Our goddamn country is in peril. All right? And nobody even gives two rats' asses, for Christ's sake. You know what I'm saying? No one even gives two rats' asses. So, Jesus Christ. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take some calls here, folks, all right? Because I want to hear from whoever in the hell is out there. And I want to hear their perspective. I want to hear what they feel is going to happen in this ridiculousness that we call America at this point in time. All right, I'm going to get some of these new callers that just called in right now, so get ready. Don't be a Helen Keller deaf mute. This is serious business, all right? So let's go ahead and get to some of these callers, shall we? All right, here we go. How about area code 616? You're on the horn. What's up?
Hi, Ghost. Great to call in again. It's Tactical Means here. I've been digging up dirt on the Clinton Foundation lately after the anonymous caller, not the anonymous caller, the anonymous poster mentioned that the Clinton Foundation, if it were to get out, it would completely topple the federal government. Hillary's email server is nothing compared to this. Remember Puerto Rico's debt crisis?
Certainly. Paul Ryan touted that, was one of his greatest achievements as Speaker of the House. But, yeah, I know the Puerto Rico debt crisis. Go ahead.
Well, I did a little digging. I'm not really great at this, mind you, but there was a man named Mark Lazary who's connected to the Clinton Foundation, who is connected to a bunch of Puerto Rico debt. The business is called Avenue Capital Group. This man was going to be an ambassador, a French ambassador, after he was involved in a poker ring. The chief prosecutor of New York, I can't find who this person was that found him. This person's connected to Rahm Emanuel, connected to Bill Clinton, and he's a vulture fund investor, hedge fund manager. I'm pretty sure that he pulled strings. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that he might have pulled Obama's hand on Puerto Rico to get them to get some debt relief in some manner.
Well, of course. And thank you for calling and enlightening us on that. Of course they are. This is a whole scheme, folks. All right? The Clintons, the bureaucrats, the politicians, they utilize these debt crises so that they can take our tax money and redistribute it to everybody who donated to their campaign contribution accounts, or in the Clintons' case, the Clinton Foundation. I think people need to recognize what's going on. Aside from us being thrown into a martial law situation, these people are robbing us blind. All right, I'm talking about the international bureaucratic institutionalists. They are robbing the tax-paying system blind. I mean, hence $20 trillion, all right? $20 trillion in debt that we have on America's books, all right? They're robbing us blind, for heaven's sake. Wake up! Good God. How about area code? Let's take some more callers here. Thank that caller for digging up, and keep doing your digging if you could, please, all right? Who else do we got? We got area code 832. You're on the horn. What's up?
Hey, Ghost, I've been trying to get on for quite some time, and now I'm finally on. Thank you for taking my call.
All right, no problem. What you got to say today, sir?
Well, I'd like to talk about them there Black Lives Matter.
Go right ahead.
I find it rather quaint, as you would say, seeing as you're my father and all, how they get all up in arms about the police, but if it weren't for the police, all those people in Orlando would have died.
Well, and not only that, if it wasn't for the police, the impoverished urban areas would be more of a war zone than they already are today. I mean, take a look at most urban areas, and take a look at the crime rates. Take a look at the murder rates. Take a look at the burglary rates. Take a look at the theft. Take a look at, etc. I mean, if the police weren't there, these urban areas would be utter war zones, worse than they are today. So you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dad. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
All right, that's good enough. Stop calling me your father, all right? That's enough, all right? Anyway, let's move on to another goddamn caller here. I mean, this is serious business. We need to discuss things, and I want to hear what you have to say about this. I'm serious. This is not a joke. This is not something to be joking around about. We are on our last days of freedom as far as I'm concerned. How about area code 765? You're on the horn.
Hey, Ghost. How's it going?
How you
doing? Yeah, I'm all right. I didn't know. I just thought I'd inform you about how non-religious voters are actually the highest demographic of voting people now. Or I'm sorry, non-religious people or atheists, really. So,
well, I'm sure they are. I mean, thanks to our education system making people believe that we're nothing but bacteria on a rock, it makes sense why the majority of the electorate are nothing but a bunch of godless atheists.
Well, yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying really with that, though, is it really doesn't make sense why Trump would pick Pence if that's the case. If he's trying to get the evangelical people, I mean, if he wants to look at a higher demographic, I really think Newt Gingrich would be better, but yeah, for the most part, it's just I don't even know where he's coming from. I've lost a lot of faith in him from his pick. If I were you, I would hold your nose at least and go vote for Trump because the alternative is ridiculous. But I understand where you're coming from. I'm as disgusted probably as you are. I know that this was a campaign strategy and an attempt to try to get these evangelical conservative voters, and I think it was a mistake as far as I'm concerned. I mean, weren't you one of the folks that called in yesterday talking about Mike Pence? Yeah, exactly. I've been tweeting at Trump for at least the past month every night, and I'm pretty heartbroken when I saw that on Drudge Report today, man.
Unbelievable. You're actually an Indiana resident, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Can you enlighten us a little bit about what has happened in the Mike Pence tenure as governor of your state?
Well, I'll just bring up one of the things I didn't say about on yesterday's show, on the post show. Basically, there's a surplus here of about $8 billion just for a state. And
wow, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I know it sounds good on paper, but our roads, our bridges, everything is just in total disarray. And you know what tar graveling is, right? Where they just throw tar down and then gravel over the road.
Yes.
They let the car. Yeah. Freaking state highways, parts of interstates. It's just unbelievably chaotic what they do here, and it's disgusting. It destroys people's cars. And since we have a surplus of all that money,
from taxes. I paid $500 on my taxes, and I only made $8 last year. And to have that money is just freaking sitting there, losing value. There's nothing. I mean, it should be equal, in my opinion. Like the checks and balances should be all equal. It's just ridiculous what he's done. But anyway, yeah, the bridge scandal with Interstate 65 through Lafayette. Basically, he didn't want to give up funds to get that bridge fixed for quite a while until it actually started giving way. So all of a sudden, they had to do a last-minute, a last-minute thing with rerouting the road. So they directed it like directly through Indianapolis, and like tons and tons of people have been in accidents and injured. And the road is fixed now, but it's still like dilapidated, and there's lawsuits against the state about it. It's just ridiculous. And he is really, really, really against gay marriage. He tried to make laws in the state to basically give business owners the rights to not serve gay people at all, like any business. And that's basically Jim Crow-esque. Yeah.
Yeah, one of those characters, man. Hey, thank you for calling up. I really appreciate the 411 on Mike Pence. Obviously, there are some people that are dissenting from his own state on the vice presidential pick of Mike Pence. But once again, I don't think it hurts Trump. It certainly doesn't help Trump. I'll tell you that right now. And I think Trump made a big mistake trying to appease these evangelical conservative voters. Because as far as I'm concerned, I mean, they're insignificant as far as I'm concerned. You understand? All right? I mean, they are insignificant as far as a goddamn constituency is concerned. I mean, maybe for, certain areas, maybe in certain congressional districts, Senate areas, but as far as the national scene, the America presidential campaign ticket, it's insignificant. And just watching what's trending right now as it pertains to Mike Pence on Twitter, I mean, it's not very good. I mean, it is not good. Anyway, we are now in the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. Of course, I'm your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. If you haven't already done so, please follow me on Twitter, folks. The Twitter name to follow is Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost. And, of course, folks, if you want to listen to any of the shows that yours truly has conducted since 2008, they are free to download at the official website, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Anyway, I'm scrolling through the Mike Pence Twitter trend, for Christ's sake. Even Ann Coulter, who was one of Trump's first staunch supporters before he even announced he was full-fledged in the presidency, has stated that this is Trump's first mistake. All right? Now, of course, people are stating, and this is out of Breitbart, Trump's campaign denies reports that Mike Pence is the vice presidential candidate. Let me go ahead and retweet that. Whoever the hell this is, he's here. Let me go ahead and retweet this tweet here. Here it is, folks. Right now, the Trump campaign is denying. So let's take a deep breath. Let's take a goddamn deep breath, for Christ's sake. I mean, good God. All right, there's still hope here. All right? I personally believe, Trump's not an idiot man. I think that he put out some feelers, probably leaked the information to see how the people will take it. It's obviously pretty bad news. So now that they are reporting out of Breitbart that the Trump campaign is denying that they have, picked Mike Pence as vice president. So, a sigh of relief to say the least, but still there is time. All right, there is time here. I hope that Trump, I'm serious, man, Trump needs to pick Herman Cain or Ben Carson. All right? Now, the reason I say Ben Carson, you're killing two birds with one stone with Ben Carson. You're appealing to the evangelical right-wing conservatives, and at the same time, you are eliminating that whole connotation that Trump is a racist man. You understand?
And moreover, it gives Trump an insurance policy that if by some chance one of these leftist lunatics decides to go and take a pop shot at Trump, well, look who is in the wings, a black conservative that actually believes that he rolls dice with Jesus on Saturday nights. I'm just joking, of course. I'm saying that facetiously, but, I mean, he is that evangelical, all right? I mean, he is that conservative. So that's my personal belief. Those are my personal picks, and I hope that Trump and the campaign reevaluate their pick, and they do it quick. Because, remember, Trump said that he's going to announce it tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Time in Manhattan. So, a sigh of relief, baby. And you see, Trump, I hope that you're listening. I think he is listening, all right? If not him, at least somebody in his campaign is listening. You need to pick somebody that is going to inject some life, some vigoration, into the campaign. And Mike Pence was a definite nothing burger. I hate to quote the conservative Shapiro himself, but a nothing burger is applicable as it relates to Mike Pence. So take a deep breath, baby. Woo! All right. Let's get back to the agenda at hand, folks. We got a lot of news to talk about. We talked about how Ruth Bader Ginsburg yesterday was talking garbage about Donald Trump. All right? I mean, they're talking garbage about Donald Trump, which is an unprecedented situation that I talked about yesterday. I was livid at Ruth Bader Ginsburg doing such a thing, and I called on her to be removed for doing such an unprecedented comment. I mean, no one that's an executive in the judicial branch, or a Supreme Court justice, I should say, in the judicial branch should be criticizing anyone within the legislative or the potential executive branch. I mean, like I stated yesterday, I thought that Lady Justice was supposed to be blind. And these are supposed to be the Supreme Court justice where the law stops with them, and this woman had the audacity to sit here and chime in her stupid political perspective. She should be removed. Well, she obviously has felt the heat, old Ruth Bader Ginsburg, this old bag of bones, all right? And as far as I'm concerned, I'm not accepting her apology, folks. She's apologized. She's like, I'm sorry. I didn't know he's going to make so much of a ruckus. I don't accept her apology. She's a piece of trash, and she should be removed from the Supreme Court. No Supreme Court justice should ever make a comment against any politician, political party, political perspective, anything. They're supposed to be non-biased judges, supposedly, that interpret the law from a certain perspective. All right? Jesus Christ. Anyway, screw you, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, you stupid, dumb leftist piece of trash. Go shove a matzo ball up your ass, you stupid broad. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let me move on, folks. Have y'all heard this? Feel the burn victims are now turning into political zombies, all right? Now, what do I mean by that? Well, folks, now that Bernie Sanders has put his full-fledged support into Hillary Rotten Wall Street Clinton, these Bernie Sanders supporters have gone completely insane, all right? Some of them are going to undoubtedly bow down and vote for Hillary Rotten, even though Bernie called her ineligible, called her Mrs. Wall Street. Everything that these Bernie Sanders supporters were touting, they are now submitting. And if those people aren't submitting to Hillary Rotten, they're going to the Green Party with Jill Stein, for Christ's sake. What a joke. All right, what an utter joke. And you see, folks, this is what I'm telling you, the insanity of America. I mean, it has gone completely insane in America today, folks. Good God! I wish people would wake up and realize the kind of trouble that we are truly in. All right? I mean, I'm serious, folks. This is not a joke. I don't know what else I've got to say to you people. Jesus Christ.
Anyway, the Feel the Burn victims are political zombies now. They don't know where to go. They're just causing ruckus and rabble-rousing for the sake of causing ruckus and rabble-rousing at this point in time. A lot of these people are joining the Black Lives Matter protest. A lot of these people are just agitating for the sake of agitating now. They've gone completely mad. I mean, they are definitely acting like burn victims. They are scorned. They're out here going insane as far as I'm concerned. And, folks, I mean, who you really should be mad at is Bernie Sanders, who betrayed you, all right, who basically backstabbed you all, right? I'm sorry for laughing, but if you look back in the archive when I brought back this show back in March, I told you dumb Bernie Sanders supporters that this man was doing nothing more than leading you around by the nose and taking you for every red cent that you have left in your college debt accounts. And, folks, did you hear him? The first thing he said in his speech as he was endorsing Hillary Clinton is touting how he got so much money from the poor in America. Yeah. I mean, re-look at that speech, all right? Re-look at that speech, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. And hot off the hot wire, Fresno cops shoot unarmed white man for resisting arrest. Hey, now what? What are we going to do? Are we going to have freaking KKK and white supremacists go out there and say, white lives matter, white lives matter? I mean, don't you people understand that being a police officer is a really tough job? Not to say that they didn't ask for it, they didn't sign up for it, that sort of thing, but folks, I mean, what the hell is going on? I mean, there is no racial component relating to cop-related shootings. I mean, the numbers and the statistics don't back up the angst and the hatred that is being projected by Black Lives Matter, Black Panthers, this administration, and Hillary Clinton. And since we're talking about Hillary Clinton and black folks, all right, since we're talking about Hillary Clinton and black folks, I find it ironic that black folks are actually entertaining Hillary Rotten Clinton as a damn candidate when it was her and her husband that initiated a bill that basically put the majority of black folks in jail. I think I read something like 1 in 3 black folks have been to jail or something, or almost 50% of black folks have seen jail, to some capacity. I'm not talking about prison. I'm talking about jail. I mean, it was the policy of Bill Clinton and the bill that he passed in, I believe it was 1996, 97. If somebody can do the research that's listening to me out there, I'll retweet the tweet. I forgot the bill name. But this bill was the initiation of the downfall of black society as far as I'm concerned. All right? I'm not kidding. And folks, I'd like for you all to listen to Hillary Clinton herself on black folk, on black youth in the 90s. Now, what I'm about to play here is an actual clip in which she talks about what America should do with black youth in the 90s. So if you happen to be a Black Lives Matter supporter, if you happen to be a part of the Black Panther Party, if you happen to be somebody who is playing this racial politics that's being goaded by this mulatto in goddamn the White House right now, I'd like for you all to listen to what goddamn Hillary Rotten Clinton said about black youth in the 90s. All right, hey, engineer, go ahead and throw it on, engineer.
We also have to have an organized effort against gangs. Just as in a previous generation we had an organized effort against the mob. We need to take these people on. They are often connected to big drug cartels. They are not just gangs of kids anymore. They are often the kinds of kids that are called super predators. No conscience, no empathy. We can talk about why they ended up that way, but first we have to bring them to heel. And the President has asked the FBI to launch a very concerted effort against gangs everywhere.
Oh, did you all hear that, black folk? Huh? She said that you all need to be brought to heel. Heel, like a damn dog. No, that's her words right there. And I'd like to thank these folks that tweeted at me, it is the Violent Crime Control the Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act of 1994 that has contributed to the downfall of black folks in American society. All right, Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act of 1994. And this particular clip that we found of Hillary Rodham Clinton comes from that era in which she is promoting this idea. As a matter of fact, folks, yesterday when Hillary Clinton was trying to rabble-rouse racism.
You give to all kinds of stuff, from your buddy Jim, who's helping a cause that sounds good, to your cousin's random crowdfunding project. And now you can give to another cause. You. Because 1 in 3 of us isn't saving enough for retirement, Prudential is hosting the 4.01k Race for Retirement on September 17th. It's a fun run that helps you save more for you. Join us on September 17th at the Rose Bowl. Register for free at run401k.com. Prudential Insurance Company of America, Newark, New Jersey.
In her speech yesterday, I believe she was giving a speech to a bunch of Mexicans, if I'm not mistaken. She was sitting here trying to act as if she was scot-free, as if she was a complete innocent party in contributing to the strife of Latinos, of black folk, of minorities in general. Now, I want to play this clip one more time, so that people can listen, and especially black folks, all right? Listen here. This is what Hillary Clinton thinks about the black youth in the 90s when her husband, all right, Bill Clinton, passed the Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act of 1994. That's why a lot of the black folk in today's America have been through the justice system. All right, one more time, engineer.
We also have to have an organized effort against gangs. Just as in a previous generation we had an organized effort against the mob. We need to take these people on. They are often connected to big drug cartels. They are not just gangs of kids anymore. They are often the kinds of kids that are called super predators. No conscience, no empathy. We can talk about why they ended up that way, but first we have to bring them to heel. And the president has asked the FBI to launch a very concerted effort against gangs everywhere.
We have to bring these, quote, super predators to heel. Huh? That's what Hillary Rodham Clinton thinks about black people in America. Huh? And you people are actually out there supporting this crap? You folks are actually out there supporting this racist crap? I mean, her and her husband put the majority of black folk in jail. Do you see what I'm talking about, this insanity? It's utter insanity, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I don't know if y'all saw that CNN reporter who got cut off while she was covering this Hillary Clinton speech in front of these Mexicans, all right? But they literally cut her off when she was describing that, it's funny that Hillary Clinton gives this speech on this, because little did we forget, she passed a bill that pretty much created the problem that she's complaining about now. And then CNN just cut her off. CNN just cut her off. I even think Drudge caught wind of that as well, folks. So take a look at that for yourself. I mean, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Anyway, let me continue going. I want to take some more callers here, folks, because I want to hear from you. I personally believe that we are witnessing the final days of American freedom because of the insanity that we are witnessing right before our very eyes from a mentally ill American populace. I believe that the majority of American people are mentally ill. I mean, this is utter lunacy, what we are witnessing right before our very eyes. Anyway, 516-453-9903 is the number to call here. We're taking callers. Area code 234, you're on the horn. What's up? Hey, 234, well, you're there.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What's going on?
Yeah, hey, I'm from Akron, Ohio, and I was thinking about attending the convention up in Cleveland. However, with all, I predicted there's going to be a riot, so I decided not to attend.
I don't blame you. I think that there's going to be some serious ruckus, to say the least. I'm not predicting a riot. I know that the Trump folks, that are going to be out there rallying for Trump are not going to conduct themselves in any violence. And I cannot say the same for the George Soros-sponsored professional protesters, Black Lives Matter, the Black Panther Party, those types of folks. But you got any? You're in Ohio. Are you witnessing any strategic planning as it relates to the convention, as far as law enforcement or any kind of potential military is concerned?
Well, I'm from Akron, and so far I've seen literally nothing down here. It's been pretty quiet actually. But in Ohio, in Cleveland, I know they're going to be restricting protests a certain length away from the convention. Forget how far though.
Unreal, man, unreal. Well, if you want to go out there, make sure that you're on the Trump train side, because I know that folks that are conducting themselves in rallies and speeches for Trump, they are going to have their own security out there. I've heard Alex Jones, I've heard Roger Stone. They've got Navy SEALs. They've got off-duty police officers from other states coming in to conduct their own security just in case anything happens. So it's going to be highly secure as far as I'm concerned as it relates to the Trump side. But I can tell you and assure you this, that these agitators from Black Lives Matter are definitely going to agitate violence, all right? And moreover, they're going to be wearing Bernie Sanders shirts when agitating this violence so that the Bernie idiots can believe that, oh my God, look, the Trump people are getting violent towards Bernie. I mean, give me a goddamn break. I mean, idiots, wake up, all right? Bernie Sanders sold you out. I mean, he did one of these. Hey, I'm Bernie Sanders, and like I told all of yous, you donated to my campaign contribution account. I took yous for your monies, and there's nothing you can do about it. So what I want you to do now is I want you to get down on your knees, and I want you to bow to the woman of Wall Street, and I'm talking about Hillary Rotten Clinton. She paid me off well. That's why I basically sold all you idiots out, and that's why I'm backing up Hillary Rotten Clinton. So come on over here and sit on Uncle Bernie's lap now. I'll comfort yous. Come on over here and sit on Uncle Bernie's lap. That's right. Come on over here. Come on over here. Take your underwears off. Oh, yeah, come on over here. Oh, yeah, come on over here. Take your underwears off. Oh, yeah, there you go. Keep donating to the campaign contribution account. I haven't closed it. Baby. Come on. Oh, yeah, it's Uncle Bernie. You know you love Uncle Bernie. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I know you love Uncle Bernie. Keep contributing. Do you feel the boing? Huh? Do you feel the boing now? Oh, yeah, do you feel the boing? Oh, you hurt me. You hurt Uncle Bernie. Keep contributing. Oh, you hurt Uncle Bernie. You hurt Uncle 75-year-old prostate-infected Bernie. Oh, no. Jesus Christ. I'm serious. That's what he did to you stupid burn victims. That's what he did to you feel the burn assholes. Wake up. Wake up, you stupid Bernie Sanders supporting idiots. There's only one anti-establishment candidate on the ticket right now, and that is Donald Trump. Do you understand that? How you can continue to back up Bernie Sanders after all this betrayal goes to show you and underscores your lunacy, your insanity. Unfreaking believable. Let's take some more callers, folks, because I'm serious. This is not a joke. All right? Jesus Christ. How about area code 21? No, you hung up. How about area code 812? You're on the horn.
Hey, Ghost. Actually just got off work and I was calling in, wanting to talk, but I heard you talking about Sanders endorsing Hillary, and I just wanted to say I don't know if you want to consider every little part of it Operation Barrel Roll, but I do know a lot of people on social media that I've convinced that, hey, this guy, he was in it just to make money, just like just like you've been saying, but also you can keep that going now and say that Gary Johnson and Jill Stein are in it for the exact same reason. And a lot of his supporters are going to those people right now. So if you continue to use that same tactic saying, oh, they're just in it for money, they have no chance of winning, they're going to look at it and say, you know what, they were right about Sanders, maybe they're right about these people too.
You know, that's a very good point. We have conducted Operation Barrel Roll in convincing a good amount of these Bernie supporters to go to the other side. And I'm talking the Bernie supporters that are actually educated and have some level of intelligence. But for the most part, from your Operation Barrel Roll experience, what do you say about those that are undereducated and are fanaticized by this socialist idea?
Oh, they were caught up in the same kind of zeal. You know, I don't want to compare it because it doesn't have nearly the impact or the danger that, you know, the Bolsheviks had in the Soviet Union. But these people, they've been conditioned to think that, oh, everything is against me. It's someone else's fault that I'm not as successful as I want to be. And here comes a man on a white horse saying, you know what, it is their fault. You're right to think that it is their fault. And these people were spouting stuff like people who never gave a damn about politics to begin with were suddenly saying, oh, it's been proven democratic socialism is the future of organized society, yada, yada. They have no idea what they're talking about. They're spouting sound bites, and they're just caught up in the zeal. Now they're seeing what's happening. A lot of them are silent now. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're in shock or if they're embarrassed that everyone told them this was going to happen. But they were caught up in something that they should have known from the beginning was a farce.
Well, you know, first of all, I want to thank you for calling and thank you for conducting yourself in Operation Barrel Roll, and thank you for enlightening us on some of the mental capacity within the Bernie supporters. But, I mean, they are caught up, and I wouldn't be surprised if they are in shock and if they are embarrassed. I mean, it's the same thing as these Barack Obama supporters that in 2008 were all over the place. Remember? Yes, we can change. Yes, we can change. And look at what happened. Yeah, he changed it all right. He has thrown black folk back about 70 years politically, socially, and economically. And that's why I'm saying, folks, I personally believe that Barack Obama doesn't like black people or white people. I mean, folks, you need to read his Dreams of My Father book, all right, that was pretty much written by Bill Ayers, truth be told, all right? I mean, Jesus Christ. I'm not joking, all right, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, even Bill Ayers tried to mock in one of these lectures, I believe he was given at a damn university. He was questioned on whether he had anything to do with writing Dreams of My Father. And he said, well, I'll tell you what, if you can prove that, I promise you that I can, and I forgot what he said, but he was mocking the students, saying, if you can prove that, then maybe I'll come back and, give you a signed copy of the book or something of that nature. I got to look for that clip, folks. Remember, I mean, I have got so much information that I scour through so that I can be well-informed enough to be able to do this broadcast. But I'm telling you this right now, you need to read that particular book, Dreams of My Father. He basically describes incidents, racial incidents, both by black folk and white folk that supposedly impacted him and shaped his life. You know, there was a part of the book, and look, I don't mean to be sharing this, but it goes to show you the mental capacity of the psychopath that we have in office today. There was a part of the book where he describes how one day his grandmother came in and was a little shook. And she was a little quiet around old Barry, because that's his real fucking name. Excuse my French. His name is Barry Soetoro, all right? But anyway, she was a little apprehensive and a little silent around Barry. And his grandfather was, kind of looking at Barry and seeing Barry was a little concerned. His grandmother was being a little short with him, and the grandmother left.
And Barry goes to his grandfather and asks, what's wrong with Granny? Or what did he call her? Gramps, or who the hell knows what. I don't really care. But anyway, what's wrong with Grandma, right? And his grandfather responds, something happened to her at the bus stop today. And Barry goes, what? What are you talking about? Well, she was hassled by somebody asking for money. And, Barry was a little concerned. I mean, well, what do you mean? What are you talking about? And the grandfather goes, don't worry about it, Barry. She's just having a problem. She's having a problem because the man who accosted her was black. I'm serious. And that particular episode in his life disturbed him so much. And I said I was going to tweet the clip where he talks about this publicly in the 90s, where he discusses his book, where you could almost see him come to tears. Almost. You could tell he was just in the beginning of his psychopath training, all right? He almost came to tears talking about this particular subject. And you see, you don't think that he has any angst against white people? That grandmother that I just talked about, when he was elected president, the day he was elected president, that woman died. That woman just miraculously died. And I don't remember seeing Barry going to go bury the grandmother that, I'm just saying, folks. I'm just saying. All right? And moreover, he talks about his incidents with black people. How black people didn't think he was black enough. How black people didn't think he was, down with Malcolm X and the Nation of Islam enough. They didn't think that he was shucking and jiving enough, for a lack of a better term. And folks, you don't think that that's stuck with Barry Soetoro, which is now known as Barack Obama? You don't think that's stuck with this man? Huh? I'm telling you, I will tweet that after the show, and I'd like for you to, it's an hour long, I believe, a lecture that he gives in the 90s about this book. It is a very interesting thing to observe. This emotionless psychopath barely just creeping out bits of emotion. Unbelievable, man. Anyway, folks, I'm going to take a couple of more callers here. And look, the reason I'm making this a serious show, folks, and not going into the Twitter shout-outs and all this other stuff is because, man, our country is about to collapse. I can feel it. I'm not trying to be a pessimist here. Just look at all the writing on the wall, for Christ's sake, man. And like I said, not just because of the Black Lives Matter, not just because of the Black Panther Party. Folks, we got hundreds of thousands of wild Yehudis that are waiting to strike. All right? I mean, you don't think that they're coordinating a planned effort to have multiple suicide bombings, multiple terrorist attacks to shock this country? I mean, do you understand that Barry Soetoro, Barack Obama brought these wild Yehudis into our country with our tax dollars at $20,000 a pop? $20,000 a wild Yehudi! And as soon as they come in here, they're automatically qualified for welfare, food stamps, free health care, free housing, so on and so forth, folks. This is our president. And, folks, I just tweeted the France situation as it pertains to their terrorist act on Bastille Day. Folks, we're getting new numbers as it pertains to this terrorist act. Now, what has happened here, according to reports, a truck basically went in and mowed down a bunch of people, all right, a bunch of people that were celebrating Bastille Day, and according to reports, we've got 30 dead so far, all right, 100 injured, okay? I mean, this is what I'm talking about, folks. This is going to happen to America, and I am strongly advising everybody, live it up while you can while we still have freedom. Because I think the days of America's freedom are numbered. And it's not just because of the Black Lives Matter, not just because of the Black Panther Party, but these wild Yehudis, and not to mention, take a look at these fanatics on the right, the supposed adults, taxpayers. They are wanting to utilize totalitarian tactics so that they can usurp the nomination for their boy, Ted Cruz, for Christ's sake. Rato. That ass crack. So, folks, I don't see anything good coming out of this, man. All right? Jesus Christ. And you look, here's another terrorist act, baby. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Now we've got gunmen that are holding hostage in a hotel in France. Here we go. All right? I mean, what else do you people need to understand? What's happening in Europe is going to come to the shores of America. It's already here. It's already here. Thanks to this psycho president that we have, thanks to the liberals, thanks to the Democrats, thanks to the establishment Republican Party like Paul Ryan. It's these people that created the problem. It's these people that put us in the current situation that we're in. You people need to wake up! Wake up! Jesus Christ. And Exara Hawks says it pretty facetiously well. Now I think France needs truck reform, because, they already outlawed all the guns to people in France. Now they need to, outlaw trucks so that they don't mow people down. If only this person couldn't get behind the wheel of a car. Good God. I mean, do you understand the lunacy that we're going down here? Huh? Do you understand the lunacy? It's insanity! It's insanity! It's insane! It's insane! It's insane! Ah, damn it! It's insanity! I can't believe this crap! It's insanity! I'm telling you, folks, this is the last days of America's freedom! Mark my words! I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel at this point in time. Give me the mic. Give me the goddamn mic. I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel as far as I'm concerned, folks. I mean, they brought in the problem. The Democrats brought in the goddamn problem. I'm going to take a couple more callers, folks. Jesus Christ. I'm in shock, folks. I'm serious. I believe we are witnessing the last days of our country. I'm not kidding around. Why do you think Vladimir Putin is backing up the Texas situation? Texas' secession from the Union. I mean, I hate to even say this because I don't even like Ruskies, man. I don't even like them. But I'm glad that at least somebody out there on the Ruski side, those vodka-drinking pricks, have more sense now than America. I mean, what the hell's going on? What the hell's going on when freaking vodka-drinking, cockeyed, mouth-breathing Ruskies have more sense than goddamn America? I mean, this is just insane, man. I'm not kidding around. This is just insane. We got the Teutonic Plague in the house. What's going on, man?
Hey, Ghost. I know you're upset today, and I'm sorry, sir. I feel for you. My thoughts and prayers to you in this great country. I genuinely hope Trump gets elected, man.
I mean, I hope so, too. Okay, now it's 60 dead in France, folks. So, I mean, the number keeps going up. I mean, this is what's happening, and it's going to come to this country too, man. I'm not kidding around. It's going to come to this country. We've got hundreds of thousands of wild Jehudis. I mean, I'm seeing them here in Austin, Texas, Teutonic. I mean, you should see them. You got women in the full beekeeper suit, man, the full burqa, not the hijab, the full burqa walking around out here. You've got a bunch of Jehudis overtaking Austin parks, playing soccer, for Christ's sake. I mean, this is not a joke. There are a whole bunch of these wild Jehudis in here thanks to Obama, and I personally believe that they are waiting to strike. And we are witnessing our last days of freedom, man.
Well, I hope that's not the case. I know that it probably is, but look, I hate to be the one to tell you this, man. I genuinely hate to be the one to bring down the mood even more, but did you see, I don't know who it was that exactly tweeted you, but Donald Trump, oh God, bad Trump news. He said that He doesn't play Pokemon Go, but he wishes he had the time. Apparently, this man wants to play Pokemon Go. But he doesn't.
No. I know a lot of idiots were sitting here trying to tweet that at me as if that was going to get me infuriated. Look, Trump, I watch everything Trump does. His speeches, his interviews, everything. That response is, I wish I had time. I wish I had time to do that. He responds to that every single time he is questioned about something in pop culture that he really knows nothing about. And you see, he's a very smart man. You know, he knows that this whole stupid Pokemon Go crap is, making all you stupid dorks wet in the pants, all right? But because he said that, look at you. Look at how you're reacting. Look at how simple you people are. You see what I'm saying? I mean, if you were one of the people that were tweeting at me that, oh, look, Donald Trump wants to play Pokemon Go, but he doesn't have the time. I mean, give me a break. He is pandering to you stupid idiots. And look at you. Y'all actually believe it like a bunch of morons, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, it just amazes me. It just amazes me, but it also underscores how stupid the American public is at this point in time. I mean, and I talked about this yesterday, or a couple of shows ago, I believe it was. I don't know if it was yesterday or a couple of shows ago, that it was Man-Child America. This Pokemon Go phase is nothing more than the emphasis of Man-Child America. And, Trump is a brilliant man. He's not stupid. He has to dumb things down. This is a very sophisticated man. If you compare the way he used to speak as a businessman to the way he speaks to the American public or whenever he's out there campaigning, he purposely has to dumb things down so that the average American moron can understand it. I hate to talk like this, but I'm starting to believe that the majority of America are insane and ignorant. I'm sorry. I'm not kidding around. I'm starting to believe that. I mean, if the majority was anything different, we wouldn't be seeing the episodes that we are witnessing right before our very eyes. All right, I'm serious. I'm not kidding around.
You give to all kinds of stuff, from your buddy Jim, who's helping a cause that sounds good, to your cousin's random crowdfunding project. And now you can give to another cause. You. Because 1 in 3 of us isn't saving enough for retirement, Prudential is hosting the 4.01k Race for Retirement on September 17th. It's a fun run that helps you save more for you. Join us on September 17th at the Rose Bowl. Register for free at run401k.com. Prudential Insurance Company of America, Newark, New Jersey.
So once again, I'm not taking any. Who cares? All right. I mean, you idiots want to feel funny in the pants because Donald Trump says, I don't have time. I don't have time to do anything. I mean, he says that all the time, you morons. I've watched every interview this man has ever conducted. He says that whenever he's questioned about something in pop culture that he really could give two rats' asses about, because he doesn't have time. The man's a billionaire. The man's a businessman. You think that this man is going to go and waste his life on some stupid augmented reality-based game on a freaking phone? I mean, give me a break. You people are stupid, man. Seriously. And you know what? I think that Donald Trump trolled you idiots. All right? You got trolled by Donald Trump. How you like it, huh? Stupid morons. And it just underscores, man. It underscores how stupid America is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I saw all those tweets. Oh, look, Donald Trump wants to play Pokemon. How do you feel, Ghost? You stupid morons. This is a capitalist, man. You think that he is going to waste time out of his life after he's accumulated billions in wealth so that he can waste his time jerking off to a goddamn video game? And not even a game, an app. A freaking app, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. And Trump, by the way, just tweeted another horrific attack, this time in France. Many dead and injured. When will we learn? It's only getting worse. You're damn right, Trump. It's only getting worse is right. And I'm telling you, it is soon coming to America. It is soon coming to America. Anyway, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get to Radio Graffiti and lighten up the mood a little bit. I'm not taking Twitter shout-outs today because I don't feel like it. And if you don't like it, then get the hell off my show, all right? Get the hell off my show! Jesus Christ, our country's falling down into oblivion and you people could care less. Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, if you are unaware of Radio Graffiti, you can give me a call right now at 516-453-9903, and when I call on your area code, you have exactly 3 to 4 seconds to say whatever it is that's on your mind. All right? It's a part of the broadcast where the spectators become a part of the spectacle. So I'm going to go ahead, and I am legitimately only going to give people like 3 to 4 seconds. So if you have, spent a lot of time, effort, energy into making splices, don't waste your time today, all right? Maybe tomorrow for Baller Friday. It's a free format edition. We'll, take about 30 or 40 minutes for Radio Graffiti so y'all can wax your carrots to this crap, all right? Jesus Christ. Anyway, do we have any callers, engineer? All right, let's get to Radio Graffiti then, all right? As you can see, I'm not very excited, folks, because, we are witnessing the last days of our freedom. I can guarantee you that, folks. I can guarantee you that. All right, let's get to Radio Graffiti. We got area code 775, Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, I got nothing to troll you with, man. I'm just pretty upset about everything that's going on in the world. Great show. Love you.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. And if you want to hang around for the third hour, maybe we'll discuss it a little bit more intensely because I know this is, this is insanity. 314 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, this is Brother Welfare out here selling my EBT for crack walks. You know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm sure you are there, buddy. I'm sure you're a proud member of Black Lives Matter as well. We've got 812 Radio Graffiti.
Oh, crap. Sorry, Ghost. Leave me off for the third hour. I got something I wanted to talk to you about.
All right, no problem, man. We've got area code 559, Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Teutonic Plague, how about you get some news stories and not this dorky Pokemon Go stuff? This is a serious.
Yeah, it is a serious show, and thanks for calling. And Plague was just trying to emphasize something. It's not a big deal. 609, Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Gus, some good news for you. Black Lives Matter protest happened outside my friend's house. It was only 10 white college kids and 5 black people. So not everyone's in on it.
Well, that's a very good point, man. 10 white kids, 5 black people. I think people need to recognize who's leading who. I said this yesterday. I made an impassionate speech to Black America, and I hope somebody puts that on the internet. Because I basically stated that these black folks don't even know their own goddamn history. They don't even know about the people that they supposedly represent. And I'm talking about Malcolm X and all these other black leaders that were once black leaders. And anyway, you can look back in episode 310 if you want to check that out, for Christ's sake. We got area code 901, Radio Graffiti.
It's big tough capitalist here, Ghost. I think people don't care anymore. I think these freaks in government can get away with anything and no one will do a goddamn thing. So please plan your Texas move carefully. I'll be there. It's my last hope.
Yeah, I'm serious. We're not joking around out here. The Texas situation was legitimately discussed at our Republican convention in Texas. It was an actual conversation. So we're talking about it. Even Greg Abbott is considering throwing a vote to see if Texas even wants to entertain this idea. And I strongly advise Abbott, and look, I don't think it's an accident that he got burned in his legs, folks. I don't think that he got burned with scalding hot water. I think that he got intimidated. And he was away from Texas. He was in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, which is where the Federal Reserve meets every year in September to talk about the Beige Book. So I strongly believe that's what happened to my governor, and I hope he's okay. But regardless, if something does happen to Greg Abbott, the majority of people that are in government in Texas today believe the same damn thing. And we are ready to leave the United States of America if by some chance they implement martial law, if they elect Hillary Rodham Clinton, or anything of that nature. We are ready, all right? And we don't care. I think that you folks need to read Texas history. We are ready to die for Texas. Do you understand that? I strongly advise you to look at a mini-series, and I've said this time and time again, and the reason I say it is because you couldn't have a better cinematic representation of the Texas Revolution.
and I'm talking about Texas Rising. It was produced by the History Channel. I think Bill Paxton plays Sam Houston. You got a lot of actors in there. I'd say it's a very, very good miniseries. If you don't have anything to do and you need something to watch, that is something to watch. Great representation of Texas history, to say the least. All right? Anyway. What's going on? Now we've got terror strikes the south of France by the Eiffel Tower. Huh? Look at this. Huh? Look at this now, huh? Look at this now! Look at this now, you scumbags! This is what's going to happen to our country! This is what's going to happen to our country, you morons! And France, they can't protect themselves. They don't have any guns. They don't got any means to protect themselves. They got to sit here and hope that the damn police and the government can protect them. And how is that working out for them, huh? How is that working out for them? Good God, man. I'm telling you, man, I am not kidding. I personally believe that what's happening in Europe is going to happen in America, and it could happen here in the next couple of weeks. I'm serious. Anyway, we got area code 415, Radio Graffiti.
I'm the bored chicken for breakfast.
Yeah, well, you just wasted your time because I'm only going to give people 3 to 4 seconds, all right? 501, Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, that's Ryan Snake.
How you doing?
Yeah, well, I want to explain to you about, obviously, the recent reshuffle, but I want to do it a bit later, if that's okay, in the third hour.
All right, no problem, Raiden Snake. We'll go ahead and hook it up on the third hour. Obviously, we're going to have some serious conversations in the third hour, and I'm anticipating it, and I'm looking forward to it. Who else do we got here? We got area code 818, Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, I'm just wondering if the engineer has a girlfriend, because he sounds really cute, and I'm just, wondering if he wants to go out sometime. You can give him my number.
Oh, my God. We got chicks asking out the engineer. Are you kidding me? I mean, is this a joke? Oh, my God. And you know what? If chicks are asking out the engineer, what's y'all's problem, huh? I'm serious. If chicks are asking out the freaking engineer, what's y'all's problem? Good God, I've heard it all now. I'm telling you. What's today's date, for Christ's sake? July 14th? Oh, Jesus Christ, what a joke. What a joke of a day. I'll tell you that right damn now. 904, Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost. This is Axel Dowie. I want to tell you more about Black Lives Matter because I've been tweeting out the reason why my community is getting violent and talk about how Black Lives Matter agitate and shooting up white people and the police. And you know what happened? My entire family told me to take it down because it's upsetting and I don't have any proof, even though I show videos and examples and all that. So
unbelievable, man. Hey, stay right there. We'll talk about it here in the third hour, okay? How about area code 206, Radio Graffiti?
Hey, is that me, Ghost?
That's you.
Hey, listen, I just...
You're cutting in and out. What'd you say?
I'm sorry. You got the best fucking radio show I've ever heard, Ghost.
Hey, man, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Stay on the line if you want to tune in and talk a little bit to us on the third hour that's not broadcasted live. I appreciate the comment. Who else do we got? We got area code 206, Radio Graffiti. Oh, I think I just called on 206. What the hell am I doing? Jesus Christ. Come on, engineer. Give me some better calls here. How about, Jesus Christ, how about 213, Radio Graffiti?
Hello, lady. It's like the little quality time with this sexy bod, huh? These sexy breasts.
All right. Yeah, we get it. All right, that's enough. Jesus Christ. How about 808, Radio Graffiti?
Yeah, those capitalists here. I just want to simply say that's actually the reason why I put those things up yesterday, because I already figured that they're putting in freaking sleeper cells into our state so that way they can have a freaking massive terror attack the same way how they're doing in freaking France over there, man.
No, yeah, you're right. Hey, we'll talk about it here in a little bit there, Kahuna Capitalist, because you did say that they were trying to bring in 50,000 wild Jehudis into Hawaii, and I'm glad that Hawaii somehow negated that from actually being a reality. So we'll definitely talk to you here in a minute. Who else do we got? We got area code 646, Radio Graffiti. All right, well, you're Helen Keller, deaf mute here. All right, let's take an anonymous, Radio Graffiti. Route 073. All right, real funny remix, ass clown. All right, real funny remix. All right, who else do we got? 832 Radio Graffiti.
Hello, Ghost. It's Kermit. I was wondering if the engineer has a boyfriend, and maybe you can, give me his number.
Shut up, Kermit, you stupid moron. Shut up. 410 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost. I hope you have a kickin' Kwanzaa this year.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. I'm not celebrating Kwanzaa, for Christ's sake. You know, Kwanzaa didn't even become a thing until, like, the late 90s. And that's when this whole political correct nonsense was shoved down our throats. All right? And I bet you most black people don't even know what the hell Kwanzaa is. Stupid. Jesus Christ. How about 573 Radio Graffiti?
Yes, you Ghost. Want to go out for some drinks later tonight in Austin?
Oh, Jesus Christ. You son of a bitch. Shut up! 559 Radio Graffiti.
Teutonic Plague talking about Pokemon Go while there's news happening? Give me a break. What a dork.
Oh, man. Why is everybody hating on Plague? Stop player hating on Plague, for Christ's sake. We got 831 Radio Graffiti. Taking too long, you stupid Helen Keller deaf mute. 816 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, I know you're keeping up on the news with France and everything. Currently up to 73 confirmed dead.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This is horrible, man. I'm telling you. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Hello, Ghost, this is me?
Yeah, it's you.
Hey, I just wanted to say, bro, nice radio show here. I've listened to like this every single day, and please keep me on for the third hour. I wanted to talk to you something personal.
All right, well, I appreciate it. All right. Anyway, who else do we got going on over here? We got area code. Jesus Christ, we're running out of numbers miraculously here. 727 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, I need to talk to you the third hour. That's all right.
All right, no problem, man. It looks like everybody wants to have a serious conversation in the third hour. I really appreciate this, man. I think people are starting to recognize the seriousness of the matter here. And I appreciate that, man. I've been screaming about this for a long time. I'm serious. Jesus Christ. Who else do we have going on over here? We got 479 Radio Graffiti.
Hi, Ghost. I really appreciate what you're doing here, and I love your show. Please keep me on for the third hour.
All right, I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much for the compliment, man. Aside from the news today, I actually like today's broadcast, man. Well, all right. That's what I'm talking about, man. Jeez, it's about time. Anyway, who else do we have? We got 574 Radio Graffiti.
Yes, I freaking love Vaporwave.
You see, this is what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. I mean, give me a break. Jesus Christ. 831 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost. So I was actually curious if you've been keeping up with the hate speech policies that have been going around as far as Twitter and Facebook and even fucking YouTube. They've kind of been implemented in Europe for a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding me? I know exactly what you're discussing. I mean, you try to be critical against Islam, against the Democrats, against Hillary, against Obama. They're going to take you down on Facebook, hands down. They're doing that incrementally on Twitter, but Twitter right now, they're in such a precarious financial situation. They need all the users they can get. So unless it's a very, very hardcore hate speech related situation, like you're threatening a group of people or
something of that nature. Twitter, it's hit or miss as it relates to their censorship. All right. Who else do we have going on over here? How about area code 314, Radio Graffiti?
Hey, Ghost Brother, welfare back up in here. I just sold about 5 grams of crack for about...
Yeah, I'm glad you did. As a matter of fact, it's people like you that are contributing to the downfall of your own civilization, of your own people, Anyway, who else do we have going on over here? 904, Radio Graffiti.
Yes, you already called me. I was going to wait for the third hour to talk.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Wait for the third hour. Anyway, we're almost done with the broadcast, the live broadcast as far as we're concerned. Let me go ahead and free up some lines here, folks, so that other people can go ahead and call up, to say the least. All right? Once again, we are going to head into the third post-show edition hour, and the only way that you can listen to it is if you're on the phone with us, or if you catch a stream somewhere on the internet. I know that there's a lot of people who do stream this broadcast and relay the broadcast as it relates to the third hour, so hopefully you can find that. Anyway, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. I want to thank you for taking this show very serious. This is a very serious show. The country is in a very precarious situation, and I think everybody needs to take things serious at this point in time, all right? I'm serious. I mean, people need to take things a little bit more seriously. Now, we're going to go ahead and go into the third hour, and obviously we got a lot of people who want to have some serious discussions, and we're going to go ahead and do that. If you can't hear us, you can download the podcast directly after we are finished with the third hour at blogtalkradio.com/ghost, blogtalkradio.com/ghost, and, of course, the official Twitter account of yours truly, Politics Ghost. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. I will be here tomorrow for Baller Friday. And I hope that you tune in with me. And I'm here every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. I hope that you're here, folks. And remember, take advantage of America's freedom, because it might be the last of it. See you tomorrow.
You give to all kinds of stuff, from your buddy Jim, who's helping a cause that sounds good, to your cousin's random crowdfunding project. And now you can give to another cause. You. Because 1 in 3 of us isn't saving enough for retirement, Prudential is hosting the 4.01k Race for Retirement on September 17th. It's a fun run that helps you save more for you. Join us on September 17th at the Rose Bowl. Register for free at run401k.com. Prudential Insurance Company of America, Newark, New Jersey.
Well, all right, folks, we are now in the third post-show edition hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Whether you're live or in the archive, I want to thank you very much for your patronage here. Once again, if you haven't already done so, please spread it around like wildfire. That True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house, and once again, we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right, I'm serious. I mean, this is serious business, and I think we need to discuss these subject matters. And I'm glad that we're going to head into the third post-show edition hour in discussing some of these matters. Now, I want to go ahead and go to a couple of these calls who wanted to talk to me. Let's go to 727 first. What's going on, man?
Hey, man, not much. Just been going through a lot lately. More problems, and I don't mean to spill any problems on you.
No. Hey, look. Let's change the subject matter for a little bit. I know that we were enlightened a little bit about your story, so why don't you let us know what's going on in your life, man?
All right, well, I kind of told you the story before. It's not the story I told you a while ago, but it's with my neighbor. I don't know if you remember that, right?
Yeah. Your neighbor got drunk, got kicked out of his house or something of that nature?
Yeah. He's currently in the hospital right now. He's got an infection on his leg.
Oh, man, that's horrible.
But the thing is, because of him being an alcoholic, the withdrawal is, like, killing him, really. And once he gets out, I mean, I don't think he's going to live for long because he's probably going to drink a lot more because, you know, when withdrawal happens and you get alcohol again, you know, you drink more, so.
I've never had any withdrawals. You know, I mean, I've drank for a long time. I've never really had any withdrawals. Is this a guy that drinks, like, all the time? Like, he doesn't, like, I mean, like, right when he wakes up in the morning, he takes a sip of some sauce?
Oh, yeah, but he drinks cooking wine instead, which is really messing him up since that's, like, a lot
He drinks
of
cooking wine?
Yep.
Oh, my God.
Well,
oh,
I mean,
my
that's
God.
His not healthcare, they should call it disability check because he can't get alcohol with it, so he has to, you know, walk to the grocery store and get cooking wine and stuff. I don't think he's gonna live for that long. You know, I've talked to him. He's been like a good friend, but I don't know what to do.
Well, unfortunately, man, I don't think there's anything you can do, man. I mean, you could just appreciate the time. If he is your genuine friend, you can appreciate the time that you have with him. I mean, have you sat down and have a solid talk with the man?
Yeah, just the other day, I actually brought a guitar for him to play because he also plays guitar. But he couldn't even, like, play it because he was just shaking that bad because of the withdrawal, you know?
No, absolutely. I mean, look, I know I drink a lot of alcohol, but by the time I drink alcohol on the show, I mean, I've already done my day's work. I mean, you have to fulfill your responsibilities. Go ahead.
Yeah. You have it controlled. He didn't really.
Yeah.
He was drinking for like 2 weeks straight, just like nonstop because of his girlfriend leaving him. So.
Oh, man, that's unbelievable, man. Well, look, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I know you're 15 years old. This is one of those episodes in life where you're going to have to really understand that some people just don't want to be here. And some people literally are on a path to self-destruction. And really, there's nothing you can do about it. You could just appreciate the time that they're here and try to have as many good times as they possibly can. But inevitably, this man is in charge of his own life. And if he feels that it is his decision to continuously drink copious amounts of cooking wine, which people are tweeting at me right now stating that it'll definitely screw up your kidneys bad. I don't know what else to tell you, man. I know that you're probably a little upset. You know, you're probably a little down because, you know, obviously this man is a good friend of yours, and what's up?
I was just agreeing.
Yeah, so I can't say anything that's going to help a man stop drinking, especially a man who's been put into the hospital as it relates to his drinking habit. I just don't know what else to tell you, man.
Yeah, he already has like a whole bunch of health problems, you know. The reason why he's on disability is because his legs aren't really working that well anyways, but he can still walk and stuff. It just hurts, so. But he still works odd jobs and stuff like painting houses. But, man, I really hope that, you know, life just gets easier on him. I hope that his girlfriend gets back with him and all this stuff. I'm going through a lot right now, and I appreciate the support.
Hey, man, look, I know it's tough being a young kid in this country and in the current society that we're living in. And, you know, I always say that tough times don't last, but tough people do. And I rip off that particular quote from Dan Pena. It's probably one of the greatest quotes I've ever heard. And I think that you should take that quote to heart, man. All right? I mean, like I said, tough times don't last, tough people do. And I think this is an episode in your life where it is toughening you up because, I mean, as I've stated time and time again, the basis of this world is that everything in this world has to kill and eat another living organism in order to sustain itself. And just based on that premise, this world itself is a tragedy. So all you can do as a human being is try to find some pursuit of happiness, just as our forefathers said, and be able to sustain that happiness, that joy, and be able to enjoy life while you can, if you can.
Thank you.
No problem, man. Hey, I hope everything works out for you. I'm sorry about your friend there. I know that you were the guy that called up about Grandpa AIDS, and I'm sorry about that particular situation. All I can say is just keep your head up, man. All right? You're young. You're about to turn 16, and if I were you, if we still have the freedom to do so, I'd go out and get a job. I'd make your own money. I would do those things to give yourself self-worth, because it sounds to me that, like most people, like myself even, you weren't blessed with parents that are going to, give you, hey, son, here's a business for you that we had been working at, or hey, son, here's the college fund we've been saving for you, or hey, son, here's this chunk of money that we've been saving for you so you can go out in the world, or anything of that nature. You have to take care of yourself. And no one is going to make your dreams come true. No one is going to make your reality the way you want your reality to be, but you. So that's all I have to say about that, in my personal opinion. And I hope that you get through these rough times in life, because it is what it is, man. Anyway, we've got 73 dead as it relates to this French terrorist act out here. And it looks like France, if you want my personal opinion, this is a precursor to full-out martial law in France and Europe. And it's going to come to America too, folks. I'm serious. This is not a joke. Anyway, let me move on to some other callers here and see what they want to discuss here, because these are some serious times, some serious subject matters that we need to discuss. And as you can tell by the seriousness in my voice, this is not a joke. This is real. And I think people need to open their eyes and realize that we are witnessing the last days of not only America, but we are witnessing the last days of Western civilization. 812, what's going on?
Hey, Ghost. I wanted to ask you, I know that you complain a lot about the majority of Americans are idiots, and I see a lot of people, especially being in the military, who are from another country, but they're worth a damn. They care enough that they sacrifice to become a citizen because it's what they want. They want to contribute to this country. So I wanted to ask you, what is your opinion? I don't know how familiar you are with the author Heinlein and some of his writings and concepts. I know how you feel about concepts like nationalism, but what would you think about something like selective citizenship, where just because you're born here and you're able to breathe air and eat food doesn't mean that you have any voice? Not saying you're in a caste or anything, but most people don't care enough to vote. So the people who do care, who earn it through not necessarily just military service, but things like first responders, EMT, if you want to even throw something in there like Peace Corps or something, but a concept where people have to earn citizenship. They have to prove that they care enough about the direction of their country to be able to have a voice in that direction. What do you think about a concept like that?
I've actually advocated something for years, something like that. I'm not pertaining to military service, although I think that goes without saying. If you're in the military, you should have the country's utmost respect, regardless, especially military servicemen and women. But I've said that I don't think people should vote in America that don't pay any taxes. That doesn't even make any sense why people that make no contribution to our society. And look, and when I say don't pay taxes, I know that there are people that are disabled. I know that they're genuinely disabled. I'm not talking about idiots that are, claiming fibromyalgia and are collecting, $2,000 a month. But I do believe that we need some level of litmus test for voting. And I think that what better way to validate one's vote
by one contributing. I mean, contributing to society. I think that those that pay taxes contribute to our society, and they should have the say-so through the power of the vote how those taxes are going to be delved out, how they're going to be structured as it pertains to our infrastructure, as it pertains to our country, our military, our foreign policy, that sort of thing. The thing I'm a little apprehensive about in earning your citizenship via military, via selective services, or anything of that nature, is that you're giving a lot of power to the state. And you're giving a lot of power to the state. And if you've seen models in which this particular example that you have just mentioned, it basically gives state full authority over people. And I don't believe the state should have any authority over the people. I think that the people should have the authority over the state. And that's my criticism of that. What do you have to say about that?
So my personal, I guess bounce back to that is, I know you said it would give the state power over people, but wouldn't that kind of weed out raise up the people who are actually worth governing? I mean, say you want to hold political office, you have to be a citizen, you have to earn citizenship. That way you don't have, career politicians who have done nothing in their life but be a politician. You got someone who was a policeman for, I'm not saying follow the Roman model of, survive 30 years in a shield wall and okay, you get to vote. No, I'm saying you finish a stint of 4 years in the police department, 6 years in the military, whatever, and then, okay, you're open to political service. So your people can say, okay, this person who's running for Senate, he's obviously worth something. He's done something in his life, and those are the kind of people we want to be in charge of the government. Those are the kind of people that we want up there. We don't want someone like Barack Obama who did nothing before he was a one-term failed senator and then ascended to the White House.
Well, and you're absolutely correct. But once again, those people that you just discussed are a part of the state. I mean, right now, Obama, the bureaucratic infrastructure of government, is implementing the disorder that we are witnessing right before our very eyes. And in my personal opinion, you're absolutely right. I do believe that there should have been no way that a one-term senator out of nowhere became president because, look at what's happened. But at the same time, if you give that level of authority of the state over the people, then the state can fashion the people based upon foreign policies that dictate certain levels of theaters of combat that basically chattels the people via warfare. I mean, not to say they're not doing that now to our military, but, I mean, they have to be selective in their foreign policy theaters of combat implementation. And in my personal opinion, I know where you're coming from. It sounds good in theory. And I salute everybody who voluntarily goes into the military and fights for our country. And I believe that the vets have been given the shaft by this disgusting, filthy liberal regime. But I personally believe that the people need to reclaim their power over the state. We need to make sure that the state fears the people and not the people fear the state. And I think that if we implemented a model that you suggested, I believe that the state will rule over the people. And, I mean, we don't need any more of that,
I can see where you're coming from. And I do kind of see it as one thing I've bounced back and forth is this is kind of the lesser of two evils, because when it comes to the people regaining control, I'm kind of a pessimist, because as you say, the majority of people don't care either way, and if they do cast a vote, it's a wasted vote. It's for someone like Bernie Sanders who's going to rip them off in the end. I guess my feeling is that it's more authoritarian, obviously, than it is now, but it is more right-wing authoritarian, and in my view, that's a far cry better than a left-wing socialist, which is what we're going towards right now, and you're seeing it in Europe and other places. And the Europeans are starting to lean more towards, they're awakening that far right-wing mentality again, especially in places like Poland and Eastern Europe. You've got huge far right-wing movements going on in places like Germany. And I'm worried that it's going to have
yeah,
to be
and you know what's really scary about that? It is extreme right wing. It's not like alt right or civilized society right wing. It's full out like damn near military junta type of right wing.
Fascism. Fascism is what you're getting at, right?
Yes.
Right. Yeah, and that's what. Even if I'm glad that you're not jumping to that right away with just my immediate suggestion, but anytime you try to say anything like, people should have to earn, the rights to, take benefits of the government, things like that, people automatically jump to, what are you, a fascist? Just because of the military, just because of the police, whatever, you're a fascist. And I feel like that's becoming, I'm not saying what you were, I know there are a lot of movements going on in places like Germany that are fascist. They are extreme right wing. I don't know if I'd call them Nazi, but they are fascist. And people are labeling small people. People like to label Trump as a fascist, and he's obviously not. But people are starting to use that term to label anything right of traditional conservatism, and it's starting to get annoying. It's just like people will laugh at you if you try to call someone who's liberal a communist, even though it may apply.
You're absolutely right. And I want to thank you for providing that level of discourse. But you're right, man. I mean, everyone is calling Trump a fascist when he obviously is not. I mean, what this man is trying to do is bring back a level of civility to America. I mean, he wants to bring back the 80s when we were the pinnacle of success of the world, when we were the bastions of capitalism, the bastions of innovation. I mean, ever since these leftists took power, we have become the bastards of the world. I mean, just take a look at what's going on. I mean, take a look at the way the world looks at us now. I mean, we had our president supposedly was supposed to be Mr. Diplomat, super diplomat, went out on an apology tour that he said was supposed to bring the world around America, and it's done the complete opposite. And I think it's by design. And as far as a prerequisite to voting, I have always advocated that the only way you should vote is if you pay taxes. And if you pay no taxes, then you don't get to vote, all right? I mean, you don't get to vote. So just sit there and watch your, Kim Kardashians and, play your goddamn Pokemon Go and wax your carrot to anime or whatever the hell you do, because I am for the capitalist. And I agree with you. I strongly believe for the most part, the majority of America could care less about politics and the seriousness of foreign policy, economics, the social ramifications of certain political policies, so on and so forth. And that's why I believe that capitalists should be the exclusive as it pertains to voting for anyone who is in power today. Because right now, the social engineers on the left have created an incentive for people to go out and vote for Democrats. Because now all they're going to do is promise them free this and promise them free that, when the majority of these leftists that are in power today never even contributed to the tax system. They've never even had a real job. I mean, look at Bernie Sanders. He didn't even have a real job until he was 40 goddamn years old, for Christ's sake. I'm serious. Jesus Christ. I'm not joking. And then, of course, when Bernie Sanders got his first job at 40 years old, guess what it was? Signing people onto welfare. Oh, what a freaking bureaucratic piece of trash. But you see, I don't believe that people that collect welfare, I don't believe that people that collect food stamps should vote, because they are incentivized to vote for a certain party based upon our tax money. And folks, I work very hard, man. I pay a lot of freaking taxes, all right? I don't want to get numbers with you, but I pay a lot of freaking taxes. And it makes me so goddamn upset when I go to the grocery store, when I go to H-E-B, and I'm buying, my steaks, I'm buying, slabs of meat, for Christ's sake, you know what I mean? And I got to pull out the cash out of my wallet, and right in front of me is a fat, disgusting, tubble-lard piece of cottage cheese thighs-having trash that has a whole goddamn basket full of utter crap
All right? And she pulls out that damn Lone Star card and swipes it like it's no goddamn big deal. I mean, folks, more than half of America doesn't even pay for their own food anymore. I mean, you don't think that's a recipe for disaster? I mean, here early in June, remember when the damn EBT payments were late? Did you see all those ridiculous, ignorant people act like unbelievable, ignorant jerk-asses wrecking stores? You know what I mean? I mean, throwing crap in stores because their EBT didn't go through. I'm telling you, folks, this is the kind of hold that this government has upon us. I mean, there are so many ways that they can get to us now. We are witnessing our last days of America. And look, this is why I've advocated that it's going to get down to a point where somebody in the military needs to assume command and go in and arrest the civilian government as far as I'm concerned. I'm sorry. I know people are critical whenever I say that. People think that I'm advocating a military junta. You know what? So what? All right? I mean, I'd rather save the country than sit here and watch it destroy itself. And look, to you generals, you swore an oath to serve and protect this country from enemies both foreign and domestic. And right now, we've got so many domestic terrorists in office today. We had a domestic terrorist in D-Ray visit our president yesterday, folks. All right? And that's why I'm saying I personally believe that there needs to be generals, some general in the military that needs to assume command, that has enough clout with enough troops to be able to go into Washington and completely arrest the entire civilian government. And what I believe should happen is that the military should hold down the political situation in Washington, D.C., make it a holding pattern, per se, until the United States can solve its own political problems amongst itself. I'm serious. I mean, what happened in Egypt, I think needs to happen here in America. All right? I'm sorry. I see no other solution to this. I see no other solution. I mean, we have a government who is complicit in trying to destabilize our country. And we have a populace that has been so dumbed down because of the public education system that they can't even read the writing on the wall. I mean, they don't even understand what's going on around them. They're being fed garbage propaganda via the boob tube, regardless of what they're watching, whether it's the news networks, whether it's MTV, whether it's Hollywood. They're being induced into believing that this perspective, this social justice warrior idealism is somehow going to bring about some utopia in this country, even though each and every one of these people have reaped the rewards of the innovations of this country, even though these people are going out and spending money on expensive brands of clothes. I mean, what these people don't understand is that when these communists finally take control of our government, they're going to have a big, huge purging of people. And the only people that are going to be connected are those that are close or if not related to the government officials themselves. We saw this model during the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union tried to make the perfect communist model. Meanwhile, they created a whole new elitism amongst the political class. And that's exactly what we're witnessing right before our very eyes today. So once again, I strongly advocate that we need a general to assume command, and literally at this point in time, because, I mean, I don't know how much more proof you need that this government is complicit with the destabilization of our country. And I believe that the generals need to take the troops and command them to literally arrest the civilian government. And that includes Obama. That includes the majority of people in the Congress and in the Senate. I'm not kidding around. And, of course, arrest Hillary Rotten Clinton and Bill Clinton as well. Arrest George W. Bush and the Bush crime family as well. I'm not kidding around. I mean, I think that we need a whole military sweep of the corruption that has infected this country. Because I know for the most part the reason that the majority of people are ignorant and insane has nothing to do with them, and it has everything to do with our education system, has everything to do with our propaganda state-run media, and has everything to do with these idiots that we've elected into office. And that's all there is to it, all right? Anyway, I didn't mean to get up on that whole tirade here. Let's go ahead and take some more callers, shall we? Oh, man. How about 904? You're on the horn. What's up?
Hey, Ghost. I want to enlighten you something about how black people stand behind Black Lives Matter.
Go ahead, man.
So yeah, I just did a little experiment myself. I post a lot of things that really concerns me about this movement because I really think it's cancerous and agitated the violence. And the result is that some of my family actually called me up when I posted it and tell me to take it down because it's not true, even though I posted proof behind how these people are behaving. So
you're a black American that posted something in opposition to Black Lives Matter, and you actually had, and this is like on a social media account, and you actually had people in your family. You actually had people in your family calling you up to tell you to take it down.
Yeah, they're really angry at me because I actually talk about why stuff like this is happening and showing them everything about D-Ray, and he told me to take it down because people started to get offended. And what I believe is that this is more of a scapegoat thing than anything. They want to find someone to blame, so they blame the cops and the white people about the relationship they're having with the black community. The thing is that it had to do with poverty and the lack of education and the father and these young black people's lives that's causing the crime. Actually, nobody's willing to actually listen to me out about it. So I had no choice but to silence myself because I'm starting to become hated for giving out that opinion.
So you mean to tell me you're being hated by your own family because you have an opinion about Black Lives Matter? Not even an opinion. You're just unearthing the facts.
Yeah, I posted that I don't care about. I don't like the movement. I mean, I got all these proof, and I also look at BET, where you got these gangster rappers like walking up on the stage, advocating Black Lives Matter, and some mixed people in there that have never been oppressed in their lives. All of them is just a bunch of college students. They don't really compare to the black activists that Martin Luther King was in. They don't compare to them. They're just privileged college students. And they don't like me talking about any of that.
Man, that is unbelievable, man. Hey, look, thank you for calling. I want to try to get to calls, man. We're already halfway done with the hour here. But this is a shame. This is an utter shame. We've got a young man here who is posting things that he personally believes against D-Ray, against Black Lives Matter, made some very valid points here just in this short discussion with me in that it's not racism, it's not cops killing black folks. It has a lot to do with the fact that a lot of people within the black community have a lack of education. They have an embracing of a ghettofied degeneracy via this gangster rap, hip hop. There's a lack of father in the household. I think that people need to understand that. As a matter of fact, I know that there are black folks that understand the lack of father in the household is a humongous contributing factor to the degradation of black society. And with all due respect, a lot of these black women are initiating this idea because I don't think the schism within the black community between black men and black women have unearthed itself just yet. But I believe there is a huge schism between black men and black women. Why do you think that a lot of black men find Latinas, white women, Asian women as their significant others? You know, one of these Black Lives Matter supporters named Tefpo, I think, he ignored me once we doxed his ass when he claimed that he was going to cause civil riots if Trump was elected. When we doxed this idiot, we found that he was with a Mexican girl. Now, wait a minute. You're claiming Black Lives Matter as if you're trying to self-identify yourself as an exclusive black person and trying to identify exclusively with black people, black identity, black politics, and you're with a Mexican woman? I mean, I also would like to see the boyfriend list of D-Ray, and I'd like to see if he's had black men or more white men. Something leads me to believe that we may not see as many black men who gave him some meat in the can as opposed to white men, Asian men, or anything of that nature. I'm serious. I mean, there is a huge schism within the black community between black men and black women. You know, there is a huge movement amongst black women that they hate black men. I'm serious. I mean, this is on YouTube. You can go look this up. There are black women that have vlogged themselves and explain why they like white men. And they hate black men, and that black men are nothing but trash, and that black men are ghetto, so on and so forth. And the same criticism with black men to black men to black women. Black men always claim that black women are drama-induced. They're violent. They're emotional. I'm serious. I'm not joking. I mean, these are arguments that have been made on YouTube. And if you scour YouTube enough, you can find this. I mean, there is a schism going on within the black community. That's why I'm surprised that hasn't been unearthed. I mean, and this just emphasizes once again that this Black Lives Matter movement is not racially motivated. It is sexually motivated. This is an LGBT movement. That's why when you see most of the black women that are the supposed leaders of the Black Lives Matter woman contingent, they're a bunch of fat bull dykes, you know? I mean, they're fat, disgusting bull dykes. Yeah, sure, maybe they shitted out a couple of kids from some black man once upon a time, but because of that scorn, because they feel they were scorned by that black man who left them, or whatever the case might be, they became bull dykes. Hence, look at the leadership on the black men's side in Black Lives Matter. A bunch of homosexuals. Yeah. A bunch of homosexuals. I mean, look at the leader of Black Lives Matter. I mean, have you seen D-Ray interviewed here? I saw an interview with him and Katie Couric. This idiot is talking like a nonchalant bureaucrat if I've ever heard one in my goddamn life. He's acting as if he is on a higher authority than everyone else. And once again, folks, I've never seen D-Ray talk in front of his own black people, trying to encourage them to progress their mental capacity, to increase their level of education, to teach them how to talk to police through legal ease and not ghetto-fied degeneracy. I have yet to see D-Ray do a goddamn thing to progress black people in America today. And folks, this is why I have always questioned whether or not this man has HIV/AIDS, because he's an HIV/AIDS advocate. And I've said it time and time again. I have never seen an HIV/AIDS advocate that wasn't afflicted with the disease or the virus. And if he is afflicted with HIV/AIDS, it goes to show his motivation behind leading his people down a road of self-destruction. Because that's exactly what he is doing. He is leading his own people down a road of self-destruction. And as I stated in the last broadcast, Malcolm X would be livid. He would be sick if he saw black America in today's society. And yet, you have these same Black Lives Matter people holding up signs of Malcolm X's face, you know, putting up the X on their hats and all this other crap when they don't know a good goddamn thing about the man. I mean, good God, you know that Malcolm X was completely against entitlements. He was completely against having any affiliation with the government, you stupid morons. But look at what D-Ray's trying to do to you black folk. He's trying to force you to be slaves. You're already halfway there, folks. I mean, you got to go to this government to go get your food. You got to go to this government to go get your welfare. All right? And I'm not just talking exclusively to black folks. I'm talking to poor-ass white folks. I'm talking to poor-ass Mexican folks, poor-ass any folk. All right? Look at what they've got you doing. You are a slave. And soon enough, you're going to be a serf. Because they're not going to be able to sustain this level of entitlement for too much longer. And that's why I'm saying, folks, I have yet to see D-Ray do anything positive for the black community. Ever. I have yet to see it. And same with the Black Panther Party, too. You stupid scumbags. Hashim Nzinga. All I see you doing is writing bad checks and defrauding your own brothers. Because believe me, folks, I don't know if you saw the docs that we dropped. I think it's going to be up for another, maybe another 4 or 5 hours because it's got a 24-hour time limit on it. But I linked a link to all his mug shots, and if you take a look at his offenses, he's writing bad checks to his brothers. Huh? Oh, that's very Black Panthers of him, huh? That's supporting black people, ripping off your own black folk. You see what I'm saying, folks? You see what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not trying, all right? I am not trying to promote the Black Panthers. I'm not trying to promote Malcolm X. But what I'm saying is, if these idiots are going to follow this philosophy, obviously they didn't read about their history. I mean, Huey Newton, the guy who created the Black Panther Party, was so devout to his black community that he and his organization of Black Panthers created enough fundraising to be able to give free breakfast to black children before they went to school, folks. And believe it or not, that particular initiation is the reason why we have free breakfast and lunch in school today. Now, regardless of what you want to say about the Black Panthers of the 60s and the 70s, they attempted to try to facilitate a progress in their society. They tried to feed their people. They tried to clothe their people. They tried to educate their people. Now, whether we agree or disagree with the politics by which they did so, they still did so. They didn't lead them down a path of self-destruction. They didn't tell them to go out and start killing a bunch of people for the sake of killing a bunch of people. I mean, black folks, you need to start recognizing what's going on. You are being used as a tool, as a mechanism for destruction. And you are basically self-destructing yourselves so that the administration and the international bureaucratic institutionalists can destroy this country. And I'm going to say this time and time again, I have yet to see D-Ray, Nita, or any of these other goddamn stupid, ridiculous, gay, LGBT movement-based Black Lives Matter folk contribute one iota to helping black folks. All right? All I ever hear them doing is putting their mugs on television, putting their fat, disgusting mugs or their AIDS-infected mugs on different forms of media, making sure there's cameras everywhere so they can take a good shot so that they can be plastered all over the internet, all kinds of... They're all a bunch of self-righteous pieces of trash. Same with Hashim Nzinga, the supposed leader of the new Black Panther Party. All this idiot does is take a microphone or a bullhorn and loves to hear himself talk and make sure there's a camera in his face so he can look as militant as possible for propaganda purposes. These people have contributed nothing to progressing black folks. And as a matter of fact, I think Huey Newton would be spitting in your faces if he saw what you all did to the Black Panther Party. I genuinely believe that. I'm sorry. Anyway, folks, I'm sorry, man. This has gotten too serious. I'm a little jaded, to say the least, folks. I mean, we are seeing the last days of our country as far as I'm concerned. And like I said in the beginning of the show, look at these never Trump cruise crew people. And these are supposed to be the level-minded people. These are supposed to be the adults. These are supposed to be the taxpayers, the conservatives, right? The conservatives. And look at how they are willing to implement totalitarian tactics to go against the people's will so that they can have their way. That's what I'm saying, folks. This insanity seems to be contagious. And in my personal opinion, I don't see any light at the end of this tunnel. I don't see any light at the end of this tunnel. Now, before I start winding this particular episode down, I would like to read a tweet that was tweeted by Donald Trump about 30 minutes ago. He says, in light of the horrible attack in France, I have postponed tomorrow's news conference concerning my vice presidential announcement. Oh! I'm glad Donald Trump is listening, all right? I'm serious. I don't think it's a coinkydink that, Mike Pence over here was trending and just seeing all the disgusting, disgraceful opposition towards Mike Pence. And Donald Trump's not a stupid man, all right? I mean, he's like, look, let's just leak this out. Let's see how people react to it. And I don't know if you folks saw this, too. So did Hillary Clinton. She tried to allude that Tom Kean was, potentially could be, who knows, her vice presidential candidate, although that speech he gave today was an utter snooze fest. So I doubt that he's now going to be on top of the list as it pertains to the vice presidential candidate. But once again, folks, I am glad Trump is going to back off here just a second. All right. He used an opportunity here to basically say, well, hold on just a second. I don't want to go ahead and jump the gun. This Mike Pence is a nothing burger. It's definitely not going to help my campaign. I'm going to go ahead and think about this a little bit more. And Trump, or anyone in Trump's campaign, if you were listening, please entertain someone that is of another ethnicity at this point in time. Now, I know the left will come at you and say that you're playing racial politics, but that's what they've been doing all along, all right? I mean, they are continuously pouncing this racial divide. And if you put a freaking microphone in every one of these anti-Trump Black Lives Matter or whoever's faces and ask them, why do you hate Trump? All right? They're going to say, oh, well, he's racist. He's sexist. He's Islamophobic. I mean, the garbage that they have pumped through the mainstream media. So anyway, folks, I am glad. I mean, man, what a show. What a show today, man. We started off, a little bit, I was a little upset, to say the least, seeing all these Never Trump Cruise Crew assholes. I personally believe that, people from the Trump campaign do listen to this broadcast, and I think that, they caught wind that there was a lot of angst against this Mike Pence potential vice presidential pick. And I believe now Trump's going back to the drawing board. And like I said, I personally believe he should pick Herman Sugarcane, my man, who was stabbed in the back by the Republican Party in 2012. Folks, let me tell you something. Herman Cain would have been able to beat Barack Obama. But this goddamn Republican establishment stabbed him in the back by unearthing these ridiculous, baseless cases. And made him have to bow out because I'm sure he was in the doghouse with his wife, all right? So I believe that he should potentially pick Herman Sugarcane or Ben Carson. And I'm serious about Ben Carson, too. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Ben Carson. I admire the man, definitely admire the man. I think he's accomplished a humongous amount given his circumstances, his upbringing. But I believe that he needs to go bare knuckle, man. All right? He needs to go bare knuckle with this whole racial politics thing, and he needs to go right at him because if he has a black man as a running mate, they can't call him racist anymore. It won't be that he's racist. It'll be that the black man is a, quote, Uncle Tom. And you see, that debate needs to be had in the black community. I mean, not everyone is going to think that whoever Donald Trump picks, if it happens to be a black man, not everyone's going to think that that man is an Uncle Tom. There's going to be a debate amongst the black community. They're going to ask themselves, wait a minute, how did this black man get there? And if it happens to be Herman Cain, which I don't think it is, but I hope so. I mean, you never know. Trump's unpredictable. This man was an executive. I mean, this man ran the he was a part of the Federal Reserve. I mean, this guy's got a math degree, man. I mean, he goes against the whole idea of what Black Lives Matter is. Same with Ben Carson, man. He was raised in Michigan. You know, single mother couldn't even read, yet the single mother couldn't even read, forced him to read, and forced him to write reports that she couldn't even read or write. I mean, these are inspiring stories that black America needs to have. And Trump, if you're listening, man, please entertain the idea of getting a black vice presidential candidate. And hit right back at these racial politics that are being initiated by this administration and by Hillary Clinton. Because I'm telling you, if you do this, Trump, you are going to start a debate within the black community that hasn't been had before, and I think that it needs to be had. Anyway, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me on this very special edition of the True Capitalist Radio Show. It's probably one of my favorites, to say the least. Episode number 311. I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. I promise tomorrow we'll loosen up a little bit. We'll make sure to have an extended Radio Graffiti time. We may even do a couple of Twitter shout-outs throughout the whole show. But I definitely want to thank everybody who called in and contributed to the dialogue and to the conversation. I want to thank everybody who has listened and tweeted at me the information as it was unraveling, as it pertained to the France situation, as it pertained to all the other news that was happening. This is what we need to do. This is what we need to do. And I strongly implore all trolls that are listening that want something to troll this weekend, I strongly advise you, once again, man, go right after each and every one of these Black Lives Matter supporters with a lot of followers and tell them that Black Lives Matter is an LGBT organization, and start tweeting at them articles in which D-Ray speaks in front of HIV/AIDS advocates, where he compares Black Lives Matter to HIV/AIDS, the fight against HIV/AIDS. I mean, that is the most insulting thing I've ever heard in my life. You know, I mean, if they compared me and whatever I did to the fight against HIV/AIDS, I would punch whoever said that right in their fucking mouth. Excuse my French. I'm serious. I'd rip their fucking Adam's apple out. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I don't mean to curse here, but if they compared what I did to the fight against HIV/AIDS, I would be livid. And yet, how come D-Ray gets a pass? Because not everybody knows about D-Ray, man. All the black folks know is what MTV and the boob tube and Obama is telling them. And occasionally they see D-Ray, and occasionally they see him with his fruity-ass life preserver, or whatever the hell he's freaking wearing, for Christ's sake. The dork thinks he's going to drown, with his little fist up and all this other crap. They don't know that this man is actually an LGBT activist. This man is a power bottom. All right? I mean, he gave an interview to The Advocate, which is a gay magazine, saying he doesn't go on Grindr or Jacked or Tinder because, what would the people say if I was on Grindr? What would the people say? What the hell's that supposed to mean, lefty? I thought that you were open to LGBT. I thought that you were AIDS, HIV advocate. Huh? Now you're hating on your own fellow gay brethren because they happen to go on to Grindr to look for barebackings or, oral copulation? Huh? I thought you were all about pride. Pride! Didn't we just go through Pride Month? Pride! It looks like not even D-Ray has pride to his own LGBT brethren. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, folks, once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me, and I also want to thank Donald Trump for not picking this goddamn Mike Pence. And look, I knew he was kind of doing some feelers, You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that he released it through some kind of fashion to see how the people would react to it. Obviously very negative. You know, I mean, and look, Trump, you're not going to win these never Trump idiots. You know, that's why I tweeted at Roger Stone when I was having this, well, I wouldn't even say discourse, when I was being bombarded with never Trump cruise crew assholes. I tweeted at Roger Stone and said, you see this crap? I mean, don't even try to appease these evangelical jerk dicks, man. And anybody who claims that they're going to go after Gary Johnson's half a liberal, man. I mean, this is a guy who supports the open border system. This is a guy who, is obliging this whole racial divide, this race connotation nonsense, man. So once again, folks, a breath of fresh air today as it pertains to this Mike Pence potentially being the vice presidential candidate. And as I stated, Trump, don't appease these stupid wannabe conservatives. All right? They don't care about you. They don't care about the country. All they care about is their own fanaticism, because I'm starting to believe that these stupid, dumbass conservatives, and I'm glad they're a minority, a very small minority at this point, they are just as totalitarian as Black Lives Matter and the Black Panther Party. There is no difference as far as I'm concerned. They want to use the same tactics to attain power, and they want to nullify the will of the people. Unbelievable. So Trump, do not appease conservatives. Screw them. You don't even need them. All right? I mean, seriously, stop pandering to these stupid losers. They're hypocrites. All of them. They're hypocrites. Anyway, folks, follow me on Twitter. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost. And, of course, folks, if somebody could please post and make viral the discourse I had with the black community, if not on this show, but the previous show on episode 310, I would very much appreciate it, folks, because I believe that the black community needs to hear the truth. And they need to hear the fact that this D. Ray McKesson is out for nobody but himself. And I personally believe, like Obama, who has thrown the black community back 70 years politically, socially, and economically, that D. Ray McKesson also has a bone to pick, for a lack of a better term, a bone to pick with the black community, and that's why he is leading them down a path to hell. He's leading them down a path to self-destruction. Anyway, every episode is there to download, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Anyway, folks, thank you very much for tuning in with me on this very special edition. I personally like this show, probably going to listen to it several times. Once again, I will be here tomorrow for Baller Friday, so make sure to spread it around like wildfire that I will be here live 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're here every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Anyway, folks, I'm out of here. I hope that you found this discourse that we conducted on this broadcast very enlightening, because I sure as hell did. All right? Anyway, folks, thank you very much for tuning in with me. Long live the capitalist army, and death to feminism, death to socialism, death to communism, and death to totalitarianism. And, of course, there's Templeton. There's Templeton. He hates communists. He hates communists, baby. I'm going to see you tomorrow for Baller Friday, baby. 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. You better be there and spread it around like wildfire.
This summer, zero in on a new Nissan and zero in on big savings. Now with bonus cash on select models on top of existing offers, now's the best time to get a great offer. Get to your local Nissan store and shop ChooseNissan.com today. Hurry, bonus cash ends soon.
The deals are getting hotter during the Deere days of summer. Get 0% financing for 60 months on all John Deere compact tractors. Plus, get a best-in-class 6-year powertrain warranty at no additional cost. Hurry in today for the hot deals of summer. Offer ends August 2nd, 2016, subject to approved installment credit with John Deere Financial. Terms, conditions, exclusions, and warranty limitations apply. See dealer for details.
Visit your local John Deere dealer today to take advantage of special savings going on now. Find out more at myjohndeeredealer.com.